And we're live. Hello. Welcome,
Hey.
everyone.
What's up, guys?
To
Hello.
Route 66, Water Under
Hello.
the Bridge. Why is it called Water Under the Bridge? I don't know.
There's a bridge with water under
There's
it.
literally not a single bridge in this adventure so far.
If there is a bridge, we have not come across it yet.
Is there
Isn't
not
that
a
a
bridge that
phrase
crosses a
like,
river?
oh, it's water under the bridge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
But that also
yeah.
doesn't seem like that's applied to. Well, you know, I feel like we could connect that. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition today. We are.
Are we though?
Sort of, sometimes. We are playing an old school adventure module, the Temple of Elemental Evil, but converted to 5th edition and set in the homebrew setting of Andaren. Our players, Ava, who the hell are you?
Hi, I'm Avari. I play Junko, the human rogue. Very human, super great, very normal person. Oh, I see the subtitles. It's so cool.
We do have
Okay,
subtitles.
sorry. Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, we have subtitles now. I stream on Twitch at Avarichu. I've recently been starting and midway through the BioShock first game. And I plan to play the
Nice.
second and Infinite and all that. I really like it. I save little girls. I don't kill them.
How are you handling
That-
the jump
that-
scares?
That sounded.
You know, the jump scares aren't... So the flashes, when it does the picture frames, that scared me once. And then people with bits decide to make things scream at me, and that scares the absolute shit out of me. But that's about it.
Okay.
My chat scares me, not the game so much.
Valid. Thank you. McKnightsy.
Hey, that's me. What's up, guys? I'm Ignitesy. I play Tharethiel the Elf. I am always up to good, never up to no good. You can't tell me otherwise. This is the only place you guys could find me. Every now and then you could find me around some of these guys' awesome streams. But aside from that, I'm just looking forward to not die every time we play. And my
Don't
camera is
count
kind of
your
blurry,
bit.
so I'm sorry for that.
Is it the camera,
Fine for me.
or are you just like partially ethereal?
I mean, it's just I'm so ugly that
He's
the camera
ethereal
just blurs out,
Tharethiel.
you know.
Yeah.
That's his namesake.
I see.
Yeah.
Named after ethereal. Got it. Ashley.
Hi.
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 I'm Ashley. I play Cora on Sundays, Sayoni on Mondays. When I'm not playing D&D or Pathfinder, I'm making cute stuff and I'm hawking my wares online. So
Oh,
come
where's
on
my
down
mug?
and buy it at Pixelbound Studios. You can find it on Etsy and Facebook and Instagram. There's something
on
I made.
down.
Here's something else I made.
Oh my
Go get it
God.
now. That's it.
Did you want to mention that con?
No.
Oh.
Oh, yes. I'll be going to a convention in Kalamazoo, Michigan
We both.
When?
at the end of the month.
Oh damn! I won't make that.
It'll
then.
be July 29th, I think.
Wait.
It'll be July 30th, 31st, and August 1st. So if you're in Kalamazoo, come on down.
Wait.
I
wait,
can
ho-
go.
Hold on. Wait. There's a place called Kalamazoo.
Yes.
Sounds great, and I want to go there.
Kalamazoo.
That is absolutely
Wow.
a real place.
It is not that interesting of a place, but it's cool at the same time.
With a name like Kalamazoo, I don't think it would be interesting, but at the same time, it is an interesting name for a place.
It has a good
so-
nature walk area. I will give it that.
Wasn't there
And a nice
some?
brewery.
Wasn't there some famous cereal that was first created in Kalamazoo too?
I don't know.
Kellogg's from Kalamazoo.
No, wait, no, that's
Jesus.
Kellogg's is Battle Creek.
But
Uh,
this is my favorite of her stickers, just so we know.
Axolotl.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's my first con after COVID, so it should be fun or
Yay.
maybe terrible. We'll see how it
or
goes.
both.
Play it safe.
Oh, I'll be safe.
I
I'm
will
fully
not be safe.
vaccinated, and I'll have a mask. It'll be good.
Ooh, blessing. Thank you.
Cryptic.
Hello, I am Cryptic or Nathan or whatever you want to call me, including Daddy.
Hmm.
We're not gonna do that.
You can if you want. though.
I will only do
Leaving it
that.
open, you know. I play Dracon the Human Wizard, who is great at casting spells and not getting hit. I would say you could find me on Twitch, but not at the moment, so there's no point plugging that. But I do enjoy playing games. and I'm currently playing off stream Baldur's Gate, the original game.
Oh,
and
the
it's
original.
Fun.
Like
Yes,
the
sir.
second edition.
Yeah,
Forgotten Realms?
AD&D.
Hell yeah, it's a classic.
It's fun. It's also hard, but it's great.
Did you? Are you taking Boo and Minsk with you?
I haven't met those yet, so
Oh, if you
I
haven't
don't
met
know.
them yet, you probably missed them.
I'm not that far into the game.
They're in the first room.
I don't know if this is the same game.
He's only 2 minutes into the game.
No, but I mean, the first character you meet is a woman who's like a ranger, and then you meet two people in an inn.
Right. I was thinking of Baldur's Gate 2. You're right.
It is you
I do
who
have
doesn't
Baldur's
know
Gate
what
It was
you're
me
talking
who doesn't
about.
know what I'm talking about. But listen,
The student has
listen,
become
sir,
a master.
I want to know when you've met Boo and Minsk. You'll know.
Yeah, I will let you know.
Okay, good. Saraha.
That's me. Hopefully, I don't sound like a robot.
Nope, no, you don't.
Nope. You're good.
Okay, we're good. Hi, I'm Saraha. I play Nova Creek, the druid, and on Mondays I play. I was gonna say Sione for some reason, but I don't throw enough fireballs for that.
I mean, it didn't stop Maurizio.
I play Kyra. No,
Bitch.
I play Kyra on Mondays. I do normally stream on Twitch when I don't have a broken PC and technology isn't failing me. So, yeah. I
Think
think
someone
I'll
plays-
just plug being safe this holiday. Don't do anything dumb.
Well said.
Don't blow up your hands,
That's
guys.
seconded. Well, what about just like one finger?
Probably
They're
shouldn't
part
do
of the
that.
hand.
Because the hospital staff still have to take care of you.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, listen,
You
want to
don't
get
need
those? Want to get those finger surgeons some holiday pay?
I don't think that's what they want.
Been,
No.
been there, done that.
Oh. All right.
Been the finger
Ashlow.
surgeon?
Hi, I'm Ashlow. I have visited a finger surgeon before. I play Ithri, who is confusing Tim, apparently, who is a happy dwarf sometimes, who hits things. I don't play in the Monday campaign. I don't stream on the internet. I don't make adorable things. I don't sell anything on the internet
Yet.
yet.
Still time.
There is time.
Just
Maybe
saying.
if my life takes a turn,
No, you make really cool
Oh.
dice.
I do. I just don't sell them. I hoard them.
Wait, are your fingers okay though?
My fingers? Yeah, no, I've just got. It was a long time ago, but I cut off a bit of my thumb.
Oh,
my
God.
God.
Is that what happens when you make dice? I'm not making dice again.
I will tell the
Okay.
story when it's not on the internet because it might make people scream.
Oh, okay. I look
Um,
forward to
I
it.
have a story like that as well. So
Yeah.
Lord.
Got a
That's-
mini.
That's me.
Can I just
Okay.
also mention that you are an absolute hoot to find playing 7 days on the occasions
Yes.
when people can pop in and see you? Just saying. Oh, you don't
Yeah.
want the
No, that's fine.
He's
Yeah,
a
I
hoot
do.
in general.
I do play on other people's streams. One other person's streams at the moment, 7 days, and it's hard, really hard,
Would you like to
really,
join that
really
mine?
hard. Yeah, sure.
Darkness Falls?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So we're doing Darkness
Yeah.
Falls with Mischief Maker, and it's just like
Yeah.
this is
heck
stupidly hard, and then people make it harder, and I cry. I
The-
don't actually.
The things people do to you in Mischief Maker have taught me so much. There are
Yeah.
some
It's because
twisted
Yeah.
lines over there.
we can't help it. He's so adorable. We gotta mess him up somehow.
That's what it is.
Thank you, Ashlow. And I am Tim. I'm the dungeon master for the game. I will be running all of the NPCs, the flora, the fauna, the horse mafia, which is not a thing I actually realized I would be able to say, but here we are.
3 horse mafia, y'all.
These are strange times. Listen, 3 that you know of. Wait until you meet the enforcers. I also am responsible for taking the text that is the Temple of Elemental Evil and presenting it to the players in a manageable, reasonably winnable situation, which we have varying degrees and results with. I'm also responsible for tormenting some of the players with their own backstories and using things that they created with love against them to emotionally traumatize them. When I am not tormenting players and pretending I didn't just roll a natural 20 so I don't TPK anyone, I also
That's so
stream
fun.
on Twitch as Askell Archer. and I just finished playing the original Donkey Kong Country, which I didn't realize was a freaking Soulsborne game, and I don't know how children were expected to play this game and how they were so much better at it than I am. Yeah, that's it. So that's us. Let's talk about you for a second, chat. If you want to be involved in the game today, you can do so by spending your channel points to purchase chat's blessings, which are recorded at the bottom of the screen, and our players can spend those to get +1 on any d20 roll, or -1 on any of my d20 rolls. Or if they want -1 on any of their d20 rolls, or +1 on any of mine. I don't know. They get weird sometimes. It happens. Makes a difference, though. It really changes the game. So, and when those moments happen, you can thank yourselves, chat, because that is your contribution to our campaign. Do we have any other thing to talk about, Ava? We don't.
No,
yet.
we forgot to talk about
That
what
is
we were going to
correct.
do for the giveaway.
I wasn't
so...
going to admit that, but yes, that is absolutely
Well, I
100% accurate.
Facts are facts, so we need to deal with it.
Okay, yeah, but we can take some of those facts and maybe put them in a little hidden box and just keep that box behind closed doors. And I don't know. You're right. Okay. Well, more on that coming soon, though. We will have something for that soon. I do also want to mention. I know it was mentioned already, but we finally have some dyslexia-friendly captions on screen. We're still working the kinks out a little bit. You might see me adjust the positioning a little bit to make it fit better, and you might see our overlay updated in the near future. But that is now a thing, and consistently that should remain a thing for the future. So,
Yay.
enjoy the funny words that it gets wrong.
It'll happen a lot.
It will. It really will. So that's it, I think, right? We're ready to recap? Shall we recap?
Yes.
We had so much that we did last week.
Did we?
Well, sort of. I mean, things happened.
Things did happen.
You guys, actually, hang on. Let me just pop over here. You guys are in the coastal nation of Saragarda, formerly, by the way, referred to as Garand, before some history. Yeah, I've been working on the history. Anyway, you guys are in the coastal nation of Saragarda, in a small farming community and growing boom town called Hummelbank. 10 years ago, there was a situation in Hummelbank in which a temple was built, a demon lord was called, and supposedly an evil demigod himself took part in its creation. And they made an army, tried to conquer a big chunk of Saragarda, and were ultimately vanquished in the famous Battle of Emerdy Meadows. After this, 10 years have passed. You have learned that the temple was not wholly destroyed, but only sealed up, and it is showing signs of activity once again. There was a dark cleric recently who you overthrew. You found 2 spies and assassins who were operating in Hummelbank as well. You've done a great deal for the town to fight the return of the Temple of Elemental Sin. You've made some friends, some allies, and some, I don't know if we could call them enemies, but there are some who you found you don't get along very well with, don't particularly like. The past day was the morning following your capture of Ramos and Gremag. Some of you were still a little on the injured side, so you took it kind of easy. Some of you worked in a forge, just doing work for the community, upselling your services by way of pointing people to your unskilled competition.
Don't know what you're referring to.
Some of you spent some time in research and learned details of the forgotten god, the Devourer, an entity seemingly affiliated with the Cataclysm of 1,000 years past.
Seems
whose
nice.
name was completely eradicated from history. And you learned that there's nothing else you can learn about him without speaking to an informed individual or returning to the lands his worship originated, next Regnum, on the other side of the continent. E3 found a shield that had some history behind it, a shield which once belonged to one of the Knights of the Isles, an order within the Knights of the Heart, who sometimes can be found in Saragarda, but more commonly are found in former Garand to the north, in Korth, Corinia, and the Gera Arda Isles. The Knights of the Isles, specifically, who this shield belonged to, were an all exclusively elven order of knights. And I believe you returned the shield, is that correct?
Yeah, I didn't actually remove it. I just talked
about
to
it.
Osler about
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
I took a different shield.
Got it. And then, of course, there was Nova, who spent some time with the local wildlife and discovered that the horses that had been owned by Ramos and Gremag are of a very surly demeanor. And while they acknowledge her as the new boss, they have elected, you could say, to keep their business and personal lives separate. As you guys completed these events through the afternoon and the day, the town hall bell began to ring, signaling that it was time for the council to gather to discuss the spies, the assassins, Lareth, and just to get everybody on the same page. A council meeting which all of you have been invited to. And that is where we are going to pick up. So, it's about 7 in the evening, we'll say.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
A very late council meeting.
We were gonna meet
after
the
10
two
minutes.
at the end, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I had to recover my password again because I told you I'd forget about it. So
You weren't
I'm
wrong.
currently getting in roll 20.
Are you currently playing music?
There is audio.
Sounds like crickets. I don't know if that was just me
Crickets.
or.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good for ominous council meetings. that's
Okay,
what it
we're
is.
good.
Well, you're
we're good.
not in the building yet. It's outdoors.
Right.
Though, now
Okay.
that you mention that, it occurs to me that I don't actually have anything.
The council was just all crickets.
Yeah.
The
They
council
don't
of
actually
crickets.
speak to each other.
Okay, that'll do.
Just click.
Let me just move this up here. See, I'm glad you tried to make fun of it, because now I do have a sound. So, perfect. Okay, so are all of you gathering in the front yard of the inn?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, as we said we would.
Okay. Just making sure. Listen, you guys make a lot of plans and then do a lot of things that aren't included in your plan. So,
Okay,
That's
well,
just
this
how
isn't
we
Curse
roll.
of
We like to
Strahd
keep it-
anymore.
We like to keep it loose, you know?
Yeah, I like to just let things flow and see where it goes.
There's a joke in there, but I'm not
Contest.
going to say anything.
all right. You
Hello.
wait in the yard, and you know.
Hi.
Oh, go ahead.
That
Did
was
they
it.
say what time they would be here for us?
Just before sunset, Burn and Retker are going to pick us up, hopefully.
Yes, they said they was going to let us tag along with them.
Have to be escorted in the building.
I wonder if they will let us carry our weapons inside.
I have no weapons.
I
Only
am a
these.
weapon.
Yes.
I joke. I'll leave these behind.
I'll do that playfully, but she'll kind of get it wrong. Like she'll have it like this instead. Just like, yeah.
It's a full hand.
Chop suey.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we want to take our weapons in case stuff happens. I don't know if they're taking the bad boys to be like to stand in front of the council, or if it's like a.
I wish they do. because I believe they will question them. It's hard to question someone when they're not there.
Touche, sir.
At about this point, you can see Byrne alone approaching from the other side of the town square.
Give him a slight bow. Well met, Master Ben.
Well met. Sorry, I'm a little behind schedule. Is that what you're wearing?
Hey, look at my stuff. Is it too much?
No matter, I suppose. It'll have to do. Come with me. You are ready, of course. Now, before
Are we supposed to dress up?
No, it's fine. Before we enter, I should give you some, we'll call it advice. I would avoid speaking until you are addressed. I would not mention anything that has not already been brought up, unless you have good cause. And I would be mindful to maintain an attitude of respect, even if it is unwarranted.
While he's saying this, I'm going to glance over to Cora. And then just glance back.
The
She's
talking
gonna
part or the respectful
smile.
part?
All of it. All
I'm
of
very
it.
respectful.
Yes. She just talks a lot.
Good.
It
Then,
has a tendency of blurting stuff out.
shall we?
I kind of
Yes.
dust off a little bit, make sure like I don't have like that much dirty spots, and then after you, Master Ben.
He will lead you out of the yard, north, like 200 feet to the town hall, and then he'll lead you up to the double wood doors at the front. Well, here we are. Come. He'll open the door, and he'll lead you inside, and you can see that the town hall is mostly a single-room building. In fact, I might have some further description on it. There's a few benches and stools which stand by the bare walls, with a large plain table at the far end of the room. There's a tapestry on the back wall which shows a green field with 2 acorns above a sheaf of grain, the banner of Hummelbank. You can see that... nope, not that one. That's the one. Nope, that's the one. You can see that Derek and Nasa, the parents of Almor, are already seated at the table. You can see fathers Terryson and Calamore. You see Osler, who's still standing, who's kind of like rifling through a few documents, muttering to himself. You see a man who you haven't seen before, who's in a straw hat. He's wearing very plain clothes, very suntanned, and looks maybe in his late 40s. And you can see a woman of about the same age, in a sundress, just seated in a chair beside him. They're talking quietly to each other. They look very serious. And you can see an older man, again, who you haven't met before. Though, Junko, you saw portraits of him in the manor, the Elder's Manor. The man looks to be maybe mid-50s. He has no hair, and is actually kind of on the more muscular side. He has... I should have said no hair on his head. He has a bristly mustache, but that's about it. When he sees Byrne come in, he kind of jots something down. And you can see that there is a young man, maybe late teens, early 20s, who is seated kind of at a smaller stool, offset from the rest of the table. And he has a little, like a slab of wood with some parchment on it. And it looks like he has just jotted something down as Byrne takes a seat. Ratka? And Calamore. He will be here. He will be accompanied by, I understand, Ramos and Gramag. Good, I just thought he might be here already. And Byrne kind of glances at you. Sit wherever you like.
What is the seating arrangement?
There's a few odd benches here and there, and some stools along the walls. Most of the floor is just open for standing room.
I would stand.
I'd sit as close to Burn as I could, but obviously
Well-
not in Rutger's seat.
Well, you wouldn't be able to sit at the table at all. You'd have to sit.
No, I just mean close to him.
Okay, so probably along the wall on one of the stools that's closest to the table.
Yeah.
Okay, that would also put you very near the younger man with the note, who's probably the timekeeper or what have you.
Does it look like there's someone that's keeping record of what's being said?
Yeah, that's the one.
stenographer.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's him.
I'll stand behind that guy.
Well, you wouldn't be able to because he's on the back wall.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll stand next, as close as I can to him.
Closest you could sit would probably be, or stand would be just immediately to the right of Dracon. Because otherwise you'd be going back into kind of like the business area of where they're...
That's good. I'll be Dracon's bodyguard in this
Okay.
case.
Alright. What about Korra, Junko, and Nova?
Cool.
And E3, actually.
Ithri's just gonna follow sensible people's leads.
Who...
So he's standing beside me.
Which one among the four of us is sensible? I don't.
That's a good
Right,
question.
probably. I think because Dracon's the elder, he'd probably follow him, thinking he's got more experience with. town councils.
Hello, elf here.
Yeah, but
You don't count.
like
He just
Old
looks older.
elder, yeah, elder in.
in looks.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
Just keep digging the hole. It's fine.
Oh, I'm muted.
Fine.
Okay. It helps if I'm not muted.
It does.
Junko will
I
probably
cried a little for that.
be behind the people, but still be able to see, hide behind the taller folk.
Well,
So,
there's... You are the only spectators here.
Yeah,
So who...
I said what I said. Dracon's pretty tall, and Thrithiel's
Well,
pretty
Well,
tall.
I'm
Dracon's
sitting.
seated.
Yeah, I'm sitting with my back against the wall.
So what I'm hearing is that we're all going to be in this little group at the back
I mean,
somewhere.
I want to
That's-
be near
yeah.
the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't like your back
Like
against the
be
wall,
near the
sir.
door.
Push
I
you a
mean,
little
honestly, if
forward.
you guys kind of almost have to have your backs to the wall because that's where all the seats are. There's no
Hmm.
seats in the
Okay,
open.
yeah, that's fine.
Um,
I'll sit
Korra
down though.
would also be kind of near the door, as far away from the church. Is it Calamore or
Both.
They're both there.
She's
Yeah.
gonna just stay away from them.
I also have my cowl down just so they could see me and glare at me.
okay.
Or starting to see the light.
Find the most shadowy spot in the corner, I guess.
My cowl's up.
It's all well lit too.
Just
You could
puts out one
probably just-
candle.
Like you could just you could probably lurk in the corner near Novacree and Korra, which would be
Yeah.
near the door.
Lurk in someone's shadow.
I
Yeah.
just love how everybody's being shifty, besides like me, E3,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Thrithiel, we're just like
What? I just said I would sit down.
Yeah, I'm just standing next to you. How am I being shifty?
No, but Junko will stand.
Okay.
She's not comfortable sitting in situations like this.
Okay.
Unfortunately, fall into her, trained stance of waiting.
The
I do not have my hand on any weapons, just to make that clear.
Okay. Yeah, and nobody commented on it when you came in with the weapons, so that's a good
Good.
sign.
Okay.
After a moment, the front doors open again, and you see one of the militia comes in, kind of marches across the hall floor toward the table, and says something quietly to Byrne, who turns and says something to the elder, kind of rises. All right. Elder Fernok Brasili presiding. Let's get this business moving. I'm sure none of us want to be here tonight. On the contrary, I have no other plans. Right, well, most of us didn't want to be here. This is an emergency meeting of the Hummelbank Council that has been called into order by Father Terryson. Yes, actually, this was, my own judgment was made as a result of the advice of Byrne and Rutger as well, but the specifics are unimportant. What matters is we have taken into custody 2 spies who were, it would appear, spying upon the good folk of Hummelbank in the name of the Temple of Elemental Sin. And there's immediately like some whispering, and you can see the man in the straw hat kind of drops his quill in surprise, blinks, like quickly picks it up, and looks to the woman he's seated next to. Kind of all of them are whispering, except for really Byrne, who's just kind of like, you know, just waiting for the moment to die down. And of course, Terracin and Calamore both look unsurprised.
I don't suppose I read anything on anybody's lips that might be, I don't know, useful?
You can, well, do you have the observant feat?
Yes, sir.
You do? Okay. Well, what you can see is that the Straw Hat Man is like, is that where Ramos and Gremag are? Were they spying on us? And the wife is like, I don't know. Did you know about this? And he, no. You can see that Osler is talking to no one. He just kind of like taken aback. Mm-hmm. The Elder only actually, he probably didn't say anything either. Elmore's parents both are similar to the Miller and his wife. They're expressing shock and wondering, where's Ramos and Gremag?
Okay.
As you may have guessed, our own council members, Ramos, Gremag, are turned against us. We have begun the process of questioning them, though we have, at this point, not determined how long they have been in the service of the temple, or indeed, if they always were. We can say with some confidence that they are the leaders of the spy ring here, and I just want to cut in one or two little things. One, that is because Rutger and myself caught a spy in our workers' camp who pointed them as the ringleaders in exchange for some comforts. Number two, and I hate to nitpick over these little things, but actually, Father Terracin had nothing to do with locating and capturing the spies. That was, in fact, our guests here, who I had hoped might be able to present what they have found for the rest of the council's benefit.
Ithri's gonna like cough and stand up, and then see that no one else has, and be like, "Oh, sit down."
The Elder, well, Terracin, you can see, purses his lips almost to the point of duck lips, while the Elder just kind of nods patiently. Very well. Can you, is one among you going to speak for you? Whoever your speaker is, please state your name clearly for our records. Make your presentation.
I point to Dracon. Like,
I will speak on behalf of the group, and I'll stand up.
Ay, ay, ay.
The Elder actually kind of smiles. Is that Mr. Dracon?
It is indeed me, Mr. Dracon, yes.
haven't seen you since I was a lad.
Yes,
Didn't
it's
know you were back in
been.
town.
I've actually only been back like a week. I think I don't even know. Time is very weird for me at the moment, but yes, it's been a while since I've been back here in Hummelbank.
We will have to catch up. And he kind of looks at the rest of the council, who are all just kind of patiently. Right, another time. Perhaps after this. Please.
I don't even know where to begin. There's been much. So
I want to look at I'm gonna look at the group because I genuinely don't know where to start. So, am I starting with going to the moat house and capturing thingy? No.
Maybe just start. With
You,
the
I'll
assassin?
use. Yeah, I'll use my mind link to be like, hey, don't mention Lareth. So you're just gonna hear Nova's voice in your head, which I don't know if I've used that on you before. So sorry.
Perhaps, if I may, perhaps you
Sure,
could
yes.
explain what led you to discover the. What led you to suspect that there might be spies in Hummelbank in the first place?
So we intercepted a fellow by the name of oh my, let me just quickly check my notes.
Mirror.
Excuse me, Avery.
Sethwig?
Sethwig. He was leaving a message in a drop location. We tracked this letter. We found out that there was a spy residing within Hummelbank. We had no idea who or where they were. After doing some investigations around the surrounding area, it then came apparent that we was being hunted by an assassin who, as you may or may not know, is currently within a cell in the Church of Arkale on the hill over there.
Yes, we have him.
And after speaking with this assassin, he gave us the information needed regarding who the spies were. And thus we...
The miller speaks up. And you believed this assassin? Even though he was pointing fingers at trusted pillars of our community?
I'll kind of raise my hand I used a charm person spell and he told me everything.
And it should be noted that he was under the influence of a zone of truth.
And they have written down the entire interaction if you wish to see the.
And you
She'll just kind of
now Father Calamore is reaching into a satchel and taking out some documents and setting them on the table. And quick Osler kind of takes for those and is looking at them. You can see he's kind of smiling a little and nodding, looking a little impressed before passing it over to Derek, the father of Elmore.
So yes, this is how we found out who the spies were within town. I know it may be hard to believe. I mean, it was fairly easy if I have to be entirely honest. The use of Novakree's charm person spell as well as the zone of truth definitely shortened our investigation quite significantly.
If I may, Father Terryson speaks up again. What put you on the trail of this Zethwith in the first place?
When my companions, I was not here at the time, but when my companions entered the village for the first time, they was tasked by Byrne and Rutger to investigate a murder. I can't quite remember the name, but
Thorio of Seven.
And Osler has just been opening his mouth and closes it.
And as part of the investigation, we went and spoke to Jaros, within the grove and a couple of others around the village, which led to us suspecting Zephyr. After searching his room, I believe it was, is when we found evidence, began to question him, and of course followed him and saw that he was corresponding with somebody in secret.
Thank you. You've got...
Yes, of course.
Calmore kind of nods. Good. I have no further questions. The Elder. Thank you for your bravery and your assistance in all of these matters. The community owes all of you a great debt. A debt, by the way, which, if you wish to pay, could be paid in a sum of 200 gold, which they were promised for looking into this matter and attending to the capture of our spy. As it turns out, there were 2 spies, though. I will leave it to the council's judgment if that is worth an extra bonus.
Ching ching.
There's a few people who sour, while Osler's already like, yeah.
I look over at Drake and I see calculations in his head of how much gold we're gonna get.
I think
You have no idea what's running through my mind right now. There's so many things.
I think this is reasonable. Very well. I move to pay these contractors a sum of no less than 300 in gold. And when he says that, you can see Callamore visibly wince. Terracin doesn't even seem to notice. Osler. All right, I can get that. Get that in the old lockbox here. Why don't I see to it after the... Yes, see to that after. Thank you. Good, Osler. Well, then I suppose the matter at hand is what happens next. Perhaps I can speak up on that point as well. That is why I thought you should all be called here. Glances at Terracin with a slight grimace. We have the prisoners. They are obviously uncooperative, but seeing as we have their captors here with us now, and seeing as Father Terracin is uncomfortable with them speaking to the prisoners in his reach, I thought perhaps we could give them a chance to question them here, in front of us, and we might hear what these spies have to say for themselves, and offer our own questions in addition. That seems unwise. Bringing them into our politics is not to anybody's real benefit. They are less likely to speak here than they would in a one-on-one setting, speaking directly with their jailer, I would think, or perhaps with an inquisitor. Yes, I'm aware that you think that. However, they're already here. Rutger has them outside. I took the liberty. What do you think, esteemed councilman? Bring them in. I think that's a good idea. Miller is kind of nodding. You can see the Elder is thinking. Derek, Elmore's father, it looks like he's seething, just kind of clenching and unclenching his hands, and finally says, Yes, bring them in. I would have words myself. Yes, well, respectfully, Father Terracin, I think it is for the best that perhaps we see to this, especially if our good contractors here, he nods at you, have access to zones of truth or charm. Very good. Burn? Of course. And Burn kind of looks off into the distance. You can see his mouth moving, though no words are leaving. Dracon, since you can read his lips, he is first casting a sending spell. Second, he is saying, Rutger, it's time. Bring them in. Keep watch. No funny business. Rutger comes in a moment later, and you can see that there are two militia, both of whom are Corvanian, who have
Nice.
who have Ramos and Gremag in manacles. You can see that both of them also have like hands very close to katanas, as the general store owners are brought in.
At this point, I would like to move behind the prisoners, up against the wall, just behind them.
Okay.
I am going to nod at the Corvanians as a sign of it's good to see you again.
Both of
In
them
better
give
circumstances.
the faintest hair of a nod back.
I'll take it.
You can see that both Ramos and Gremag look pale and not in very high spirits at present.
Do they have their shoes on?
No, they do not. Nor
Cool.
armor.
I figured they'd not have been given armor back. Wasn't sure if
They've got
anyone returned their shoes.
They're fully equipped.
dirty tunics and trousers, and that's basically it.
Have hobbit feet.
Burn smirks very slightly and looks to you. Actually, looks to Dracon. I suppose the prisoners are all yours for the time being.
I'm gonna look towards Father Terrison, Calamore, and be like,
The last suspect that we questioned, we relied as well as on Miss Novakari's charm person spell on your zone of truth. Would you mind casting this?
Father Terrison turns his head to look at Calamore, who's kind of like, kind of nervously fumbles around, finds his holy symbol. Great, Helios. I pray to thee for a moment of truth. And he's going to cast Zone of Truth. Let me just...
And then- I'm going to look towards Novakari and say,
Do you mind, Miss Novakari?
Charisma saves.
Oh,
Uh,
are
Before
we
you-
gonna
before
be
you
in
go-
that zone of truth?
It is a 15-foot radius,
Probably.
so yes, you definitely would be.
Okay.
Can't say we can sit if we
no.
want to, right?
You
I choose
zone
to
of
fail.
truth just means if you ask, if you answer, you can't lie, but you don't have
Yeah.
to answer.
You do still get charisma saving throws, though. So for
it's
Gremag-
alright, guys. Nobody's gonna question you.
I would
It's
like to
fine.
make a charisma saving throw.
I would also like to make a charisma saving
What?
throw just
no
for no
one's
reason.
questioning us.
Oh
Oh
no!
my god, y'all are sus.
I choose to fail, so
Yeah, if he was
Okay.
going to choose to fail.
Yep, same.
Probably wouldn't wouldn't succeed anyway. But
You know,
I'll
the
choose to
only
fail.
one of you guys who really would have, you might have wanted to succeed on this one was probably Cora.
Yeah.
I
Well-
I
got
don't lie.
12. I don't know. If that...
I rolled a 5.
who
That's
doesn't
what I
have
got.
to answer?
What? You both rolled fives. Nice.
You know, Ithri, I think you have a big chance of succeeding with their rolls.
That's true.
Do it.
With my -1, I'd probably roll a. No, but yeah, I'm going to choose to fail.
Not 20.
Okay. You want me to cast Charm Person?
Yes.
I will cast it at 2nd level, which means that I can target an additional creature
Oh shit.
as long
Nice.
as it is within 30 feet of that person. And so
They
This
shoot.
might be a bit metagamey, but last time you wanted to do owls something first.
Oh, you're right. Thank you for reminding me. Yep, I
That's a
will
good
enhance
reminder.
ability first. I forgot about that. I even had it prepared to do that.
But
so
that
thank
was... Wait, owls? Isn't owls wisdom?
you. No.
Yeah, I was with
Yeah,
you.
I'll do Eagle's Splendor. That's
Charisma.
the charisma.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
So
I knew
I'll
it was
cast
something.
that.
Just some
and
kind of animal.
then,
Flying animal.
let's see.
Well, they both...
Yeah, I'll-
Actually, no, we'll do this in the moment. I'll tell you.
And then I will cast Charm Person at 2nd level.
Okay.
Wisdom saves.
As you're like buffing yourself, Rutger kind of kicks each of them behind the knee, dropping them onto their knees in the middle of the floor. The chains kind of rattle a bit. Both of the Corvanians take a step back, keeping hands firmly on the hilts of their katanas. You begin casting them. So you kind of have to approach them, and as you start to gesture with your hand, there's a faint starburst from your hand that kind of sprinkles into energy over them. And you can see both of them kind of then kind of relax.
Did they fail or let it happen?
Did they fail on purpose?
Oh no, they both rolled.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
They failed?
Father, you know if they failed the zone of they resisted the zone of truth?
I can
correct?
confirm that all present will speak naught but the truth. And there's a slight hint of mirth behind that as he speaks.
Okay, what questions am I asking? Because I don't think we prepared any.
No, we didn't.
We did not.
That is a good
We never
point.
prepared for
Did
this.
you
Okay,
do
real quick.
it?
Real quick.
We know
give
they
me-
did already.
Yeah, you're right.
Real quick, give me a list of things that are on your mind and we'll ask them.
Is there anyone else in this council chamber that helped you commit crimes or is associated with the church?
I feel like
of
we'd probably
elemental
just
sin?
do the same questions that we did to Mira, right? Like,
Yeah, I still have those. Well,
My first question would be, who sent you here,
okay.
and what exactly did you?
For the benefit of the council members, you'd ask them
And
if they
why?
did it.
oh, that's true.
Yeah. See?
Ask them what? Sorry.
If they didn't,
Did you do it?
ask them.
Are you the spy?
Yeah, ask them what did they intend to get out of spying.
Who were the spying for?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's,
was
that's the
gonna
first
ask-
question.
Who their like contact was or something in the temple too? Like who they were talking to
Yeah.
or reporting back to?
I had a question I was thinking of before, and it's totally left my mind.
Was it to do with secret tunnels?
No.
Great tunnel.
They
Do
ain't
they
gonna
know
I don't think
where
we should ask about
Sister... What's her face is at?
Canoness Ilia.
Killing us.
Canoness Ilia?
Mm-hmm.
Ask if they know. That would be good.
Okay.
Is this a flashback to the conversation? we
lasts
were
an
having
entire-
Fuck.
Yeah, this is a flashback.
Let me go back over my notes.
Oh, why can't I not
I'm
remember
trying
that
to think of
question?
what else? I'm looking at all the
Any
ones that
other-
we asked the spy.
Any other spies or assassins in Hummelbank?
I think that goes
oh,
with.
who's their do they have a contact in Noct? Who is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Noct, yeah.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I feel. I feel like any questions pertaining to where
I know
we're
her-
heading next would definitely be helpful.
Yeah, I don't want to. Really? Okay.
I mean, more so about Noct than
Okay.
not the
The temple,
fields
yeah.
or the temple, because I don't think
Yeah.
they're going to know anything about the temple itself.
Well, we'll see.
No, true.
Should we just like confirm with them that they hired the assassin that we already caught? Like just so that's on the
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
The Danfir, yeah.
What was their involvement in the war that happened
10 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, how long have they been spies? Have they always worked for the Church of Elemental
Well, I
Sin?
assume they've been spying since they've been here. 5 years. But obviously,
Yeah.
there's no harm in asking the
But I
question.
can ask.
Yeah.
This was what we talked
Um,
about last night. It's not currently happening right now.
More
The
information.
flashback.
Flashback, exactly.
More information on Hellhand and her tower.
Yeah, if they
Okay.
know anything. I mean, any information about the temple would be good if they did know anything.
Well, keep in mind, this is not for our benefit. This is for the benefit of the council members.
Yeah, I don't really want the council members to know too much info about the temple in case they get
Agreed.
hurt or something.
I'm only taking this from the things that Mirar said, so that it's all information they have anyway.
My only
Yeah.
problem with not asking them questions is we might not get another chance.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
I mean, they did tell us we could question them at the church after this. Unless I'm...
Considering what Burns just done and the fact that we're here now, I can't imagine they'll be happy or less, to be honest. But obviously, you never know.
The only other thing that I was going to mention before my brain farted was the scarab beetle, but that wasn't mentioned by Mirar.
Oh.
So, do we want to ask them about that?
I could ask about it. I mean, it's like a token thing, right?
Yeah, I think the
And we
checks kind of
identified
gave
that-
us. Yeah,
The
I think the
most-
checks.
Lareth had one, and it's like a high up thing. So,
Mm-hmm.
who has
m-
that? Is it you, Dracon?
Yeah, I'm holding on to it. I
The
can hand
most
you
im-
it if you need.
Can
if you
I
wanna
have
ask.
it to look at it or to show them?
The most important
give it back.
question is, do they have any more horses?
I think we'll go with we should
to
go with these
expand our
ones,
mafia.
and then depending on what they answer, we can,
Yeah.
go from there.
Okay, I have
There's
a
always
good
follow-ups.
solid list.
So, flashback cancelled. Back to present time.
You're back in the room.
Perfect timing. I found my notebook. Perfect timing.
Yay! Okay. I'll just go. Hi, Ramos. Hi, Grandmag. Do you know me?
Hello? Hello?
Oh, he's like really injured still, isn't he?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Gremag is. Yes, he is.
Would they not
do
be
you know-
healed?
They've been physically healed, but that, I mean, keep in mind the difference between regeneration and cure magic. Injuries last, soreness last. They're not gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Just to start off easy, were you spying here in Hummelbank for the Temple of Elemental Sin?
Make a persuasion check.
I
Oh,
get
yeah.
advantage, right?
You do have advantage, yes.
Nice.
Yay.
Actual advantage this time.
I would say
Nice.
for now,
Instead of exhausted.
You're not exhausted, exactly.
assume all of these are at advantage unless I tell you otherwise. That way I don't have to...
Okay. Oh my goodness. 11?
Should I start tracking these as well?
Come on, good rolls.
I would prefer not to say. Yes, we are. Both of us. Gramag.
Love it. How dare you, Gramag?
The betrayal.
Betrayal!
What are you doing, Gramag?
Okay, sorry, I'm just marking off which questions I've asked. And
Yeah.
did you hire an assassin by the name of Mirar and train him to kill my companions here?
Do the thing.
Yep.
Good question, good question.
Do the thing.
Do the
Okay.
thing. I got a
Nice.
natural 20.
Nice.
I would prefer to talk about this in private, but for you. He looks at Gramag. Yes. Yes, he was my pupil. A good one. So gifted. A near eidetic memory for poisons and their antidotes. And for humanoid physiology. Such a bright lad.
Okay.
You were never a target, though. Never you, it was them, the rest of them, for killing one of our associates.
And which associate was that?
Both of them together. Lareth.
Yes.
Nice.
I act shocked, like, only us.
That's good.
Cora visibly is like,
Yeah, where's Cora? Someone shut her out. Where's Cora? Someone put her
Someone
hand
put your hand over her mouth.
over.
No.
Where's Cora? I panic.
And how long have you been spying here in Hummelbank
Persuasion, please.
since you moved?
Come on, at 20s.
19.
19.
Nice.
Take it.
Loving all this.
Advantage, man.
Dude, you're like the MVP for like 3 weeks straight, 4 weeks straight.
I was the
Only because of the
spy.
horse mafia.
Gramag was only ever my protection. I was the spy. And I have been here spying since I first came to Saragada.
How long ago?
6 years.
Okay.
Miss Novacree. Could you perhaps ask where he was spying before he got here?
Sure. Ramos, where did you spy before you came to Humblebank?
I was in Noct. It was where I was paid to be. I thought I would take over for a tavern there, but they didn't end up needing me. And then I met Romag.
Romeg?
Yes. He had bigger ambitions. And he was associated with Hedrak. So I knew I could depend on him. I took his job offer and came out to Hummelbank and opened a store.
Okay.
So I did hear that right. You said Romag.
Mm-hmm.
Have we heard that name before?
No.
Can I? Is
That's
there
a
any
new
checks I
name,
can make
yeah.
on that name?
I would say probably not on that one.
And there was Hedrak.
Hedrak
know
is a
that
name you've
name.
heard.
Hedrak we've
Yeah.
heard, yeah.
They must be siblings.
Okay. Sorry. So,
If I-
do you still... Oh, sorry, go for it.
Oh, go on.
I was just gonna ask if you still have any contacts in Noct.
Yes. Plenty.
Okay. And this Romag person, where are they?
Make a persuasion check.
That was going to be what my question was. So
Hey. Great minds think alike.
15.
Romag is the curate of elemental earth.
Okay.
What's a curate? Can we ask?
I don't know. I can ask that.
It is a position within a church.
Oh,
A level of priesthood.
Okay.
Yes. He is the priest of elemental earth within the temple itself.
I see.
Would I know how high up a curate would be in terms of rank?
You can do a religion check.
I can't.
Sure you can.
18.
One moment. Yes, you would know. You would know that a curate is a little over halfway within the ranking. So, in both Saragarda and the northern countries, the order of operations for a cleric, so to speak, are at the bottom would be acolytes and adepts, and then up to like a village priest or a vicar. Above a vicar is a curate, which is just below a bishop, lama, and then a patriarch.
Quite high up then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be higher as a cleric than you are as a wizard, put it that way.
Wow. He must die.
She'll be
Okay,
off and must die.
Do you have a person that you were reporting back to specifically for the temple, or how were you sending them information?
Make a persuasion check.
A dirty 20. Oh my god, I rolled a nat 1 and a 19. That's insane.
Gotta love that advantage, not inspiration.
Yeah,
Love
right.
advantage.
Yes, of course. I sent letters. We have a runner, a man-at-arms who works at the store. I had him deliver letters for me to Noct. He would... where's all my... I got so many notes, it's not even funny. He would deliver to...
That's one guy.
Oh yeah.
One place.
Hang on. So many names here. I'm trying to keep up, sorry.
Did he say he would give letters to somebody to go back to Noct?
Yeah, a person who worked in the store, a runner.
The letters are taken to my friend in Noct, Dean Wrench, who delivers them to Romag.
Okay.
But the only man who I answer to directly is Hedrak. Romag is an associate.
I will hold up the black scarab thing and say, what can you tell me about this?
You know what to do.
Oh, another natural
Oh my god.
Nice.
and a 2. Oh my god.
Going up by 1.
It's
It'll be
good.
21 next.
It's balancing. It's fine.
That is a pass.
Pass to get into the temple.
Yes and no. Specifically, it is a pass for the greater temple to pass through the altar curtain.
The altar curtain.
Yes, within the greater temple. It is required in order to commune with the lady.
The lady. You mean the demon queen?
And both, you can see him and Grimag both visibly shiver.
You scared of her?
Have you ever met a demon lord?
No.
Had one speak within your mind? strip
Not
you
exactly.
bare of all that makes you you, and speak directly to your very core.
No,
Yes.
but it sounds terrifying.
I am afraid of her, and you should be too.
Do you know what she intends to do once the temple is unsealed?
She... Make a persuasion check. And you can, I mean, if it's not apparent, you can tell he is trying so hard to fight. Like, he's aware at some level that he's charmed.
It's a 7.
It's not worth my life.
Okay. I mean, they can't really
Or
get
is
you
it?
from
It
here,
doesn't
but
matter what she
fine.
wants. Her plans are meaningless. As long as she stays sealed.
you don't want to unseal her.
Hmm.
But I thought that was the
Interesting.
goal of everyone that worked for the temple.
There are different goals for different souls.
And your goals? Why were you spying specifically? I mean, what interested you in doing so? What did you want?
I want money.
Oh,
And
well, that's rather
Hedrak
boring.
offers so much money, but even more than Hedrak is Valdriel.
Valdria?
All these
Commander
fucking
of the
names.
Temple Guards. He's offered so much more, to keep her sealed.
Sorry, what did you say that their role was? Something of the Temple Guards.
Head
Commander.
of
God.
Temple Guards.
Commander.
Oh,
So the Temple Guard commander doesn't want her unsealed either?
No. No.
We could use that.
He serves only Ayus.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes.
Miss Novagree. Just going back, can you ask where this Dean Ranch as well as Romag may be situated?
Yes. Okay. Romag is in the temple, right? And Dean, your contact in Noct, where are they?
Wait, hold on. I can answer this one relatively easily.
I want a map to their location, please, sir.
No, not him. No,
Would
not
like
that one
map
either.
plus directions.
We already know that Dean Ranch is the owner of the Boatman's Tavern, right?
No, the water.
Yeah, I think that's
the Waterside Hostel.
Waterside
The owner of the
Hostel.
Boatman's Tavern is Skull.
Oh. My notes are wrong.
Er,
No, they're just bad grammar.
Wait, what was Dean the owner of what one,
He
sorry?
is the hostler of the Waterside Hostel.
And Romag is, I assume, in the temple
Yes.
on the proper level that they would be.
Yes. It's the first level.
First level. What, do you know anything about Canoness Ilia?
You can hear some stirring from the council members. No. No, we were looking for her too.
Oh.
It was greatly desired that she remain absent.
I see.
Were she to turn up, Gremag was to make her disappear before she could return to her duties in the church.
I see.
I never found her. No sign whatsoever. She's very, very good.
Perhaps that's good.
Can we ask why she is not wanted to be back in the church? Does that make sense? Why do they want her to stay away?
Why do they want her to
Yeah.
stay away? Yeah. Why do you want her to remain absent?
Make a persuasion check on this one.
Nice.
Can Ithri, whilst this is happening, can Ithri keep an eye on the fathers to see if
Yeah.
they're reacting oddly?
Yeah, make an insight check, E3.
Oh, balls.
You can see
Hang
right
on.
off
You
the
got
bat,
this. Go,
both of them
go,
have kind of leaned in with interest.
Okay, that's
14.
Not bad.
Okay.
14.
They both look very interested. No sense of malice, but
Okay.
some sincere curiosity, and from Calamore, even some genuine concern.
Okay, cool. That is nice. That is.
She's
So they're not trying to get rid of her either.
a powerful
Maybe.
priestess. Canoness. She was in the original struggle with the temple. She frightens many who are powerful. And it made many nervous that she disappeared so completely. Hedrak believes she is spying on the temple, that she was on to us long before anyone else.
I have a follow-up question. Did they have any possible information on where she could be if she was in hiding?
Did they have any leads?
Yes.
Rainbow's gonna kind of... Oh, sorry, I thought you were asking that.
Yeah, no, I'll just say that. I'll just be like, did you have any leads in finding her?
Ramos looks to Gremag, who... No. Not a trace.
Okay.
I'm just wondering
Where-
if she was actually in hiding or if she has been taken at this point.
Yeah. What do you know about Hellhand and the tower that they are part of?
The Carvanian bitch.
I'm gonna look at Junkai.
Yeah, so do I.
She's uncooperative and untrustworthy. That is why she's not allowed inside. But her skills are too great and her forces too powerful to be locked out entirely. So they're kept in a tower on the grounds to protect the temple from the outside.
And
But Valdriel gave them a gift to help them protect the grounds. A flock of giant ravens. Or crows.
Lovely.
I can't tell the difference.
Ravens are
Yes.
a little bit bigger.
I understand how
I'm
you
sure
could
when
get
they're
confused.
giant, you can't really tell.
That might be true.
If they're giant, are they just? Okay.
He has a way with animals and birds.
Valdriel does?
Yes, he talks to them.
Oh, I could do that too.
Coincidence?
It's not
Maybe.
so cool.
Sorry, I forgot
have-
all the names of the people in my backstory, and I was just making sure that was.
Do I know this guy?
Is
Oh no, I don't have my notes. Anyways, I'll freak out about that later.
does does Ramos or Grimag, probably Ramos, know how many soldiers Hellhand has at her disposal?
Oh yeah, I'll ask. Oh fuck.
Oh no.
Did you just find the notes?
No.
Did you just find the
Okay.
notes?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. Nova is going to not be able to finish this questioning, so it took her a second, sorry, because I'm dumb and I forgot my notes. But when he said Valdriel again, you kind of just see her like a realization come across her face, and she just kind of collapses on the floor, and just looks at
I'm gonna try
Ramos.
to. Can I catch
And
her?
she just looks. She looks at Ramos and Gremag and goes, "Valdriel is he a half elf? Was he dead? What did they bring him back? What did they do to him?"
Valdriel is a gifted spellcaster. He's a new convert. I don't know
Not a
where
convert.
he came from.
He wouldn't have willingly converted. You're lying. You have it wrong. You're not.
I would never lie to you.
Oh shit. The spells.
I think this is what they was going to try and do to
For us.
no, our friend that I can't remember her name. Elowin, yes. I imagine they would try to convert her too if they got her that day.
Oh, we're looking for spellcasters.
I think
Yes.
she's just. Nova's just like, just kind of getting a little bit louder and more freaked out. Like, you're lying. There's no way this is true. Just that she's lost it.
I think Ithri would just like go and like guide her out
Console
and
her
try
out.
and take her. Come on, let's get some air and try and get her to go and sit
Yeah, she's-
outside in the grass.
She's not really. Yeah, she's not gonna fight that really.
No.
What? Are we done here? You want me to take them back, or
We just need a minute, couple minutes.
I have a question while we wait.
And I'm gonna step in front of them both.
You say that this Valdriel was converted. Do you know exactly how this process happens?
no? And I wouldn't tell you if I did.
That's
Damn.
very mean. I'm just trying to be nice, but if you don't want to answer my questions, you don't have to.
I have a question. Derek stands up, and you can see, like, he's slightly shaking.
Do I notice like him reaching for any weapons or
No.
anything?
Do you know who murdered my son? Ramos looks at him, frowns.
I don't technically think he would.
It wasn't me. And it wasn't Grimag. Your son probably died getting kicked in the head by a mule. And for a long moment, like, Derek is staring at him. And then sits back down in his seat.
Tim,
Forgive me.
when they answered that question, could I get any insight on if they knew Elmore was a spy like undercover, or if they really thought he was just a drunk.
You can make an insight check.
I have really low wisdom. 7.
You can't tell.
Okay.
I don't know if Miss Novacree will be returning, but if you just give us 2 moments, we'll see if these questions continue.
I'll say to the council.
Take your time. We'll have a 5-minute recess, I suppose. Burn, keep an eye on this one. And you guys have
All Ithri would do is take Nova outside, sit her down in a grassy area, like as naturey as possible, but obviously not too far.
There's a
and then
tree
just-
right next to the front door if you want.
Would probably prop her up against a tree and then just sit facing her, make an eye
Smack her out of
contact. But no, just wouldn't say anything. Would just wait.
She's like, as you let her out of the room, I think she like kind of stopped. She's just kind of, she's not yelling anymore. But she's most definitely crying at this point. Just meant breakdown, and she'll kind of like take a deep breath and just look at you and go, that was Valdriel, that's one of the druids that I traveled with. I don't know. He wouldn't have willingly converted. I don't know.
There's several possibilities. They're only telling you what they believe.
Right.
They believe it to be true. They might not. Well, they definitely don't have all the information. I'm not sure that makes it any easier for you, but
I know Lareth did this. I know he's the one who's responsible for this.
it seems like he likes to take from people.
Yeah. She kind of laughs and looks at her arm when you say that. If she can't make jokes about it, what's it there for?
Exactly.
Right.
No. What did he do to the rest of them? Are they all working for the temple too? Are we gonna have to fight my friends?
If they're working for the temple, I don't know these people, but it seems like you trusted them and that you have a history with them. If they are working for the temple and it's against their will, what would they have wanted you to do about it? Would they
They
want
would
you
have
to stop
wanted
them?
Yeah. I think so. They wouldn't want me to let them do something so evil.
If that is the case, and it might just be that they're cleverly spying. I don't know much about all of this spying stuff. Maybe they're just in an advantageous position and feeding information back and trying to stop things. It sounded like they were trying to stop the unsealing of the queen, so that's a
Right,
good
but then-
thing. But
They did say that they served IUs, which
yeah,
I know they wouldn't do that willingly, so it's not really them.
yeah, so it's going to be hard, but I don't think it is the same person, even if it's that person's frame that is being used.
Oh, this is all my fault.
No,
It is.
I don't think you were the one that tried to release a demon queen upon the land.
No, but the only reason that they took me to the temple was because I looked weak. I've never looked strong, and all of those druids, all of my friends came to rescue me, and they never made it out. I should have gone back in or gotten help sooner. Something.
Sounds. I don't wish to speak ill of your friends, but it sounds like you were being thrown in the deep end and it didn't go well. I don't think you can blame yourself for that. But it's easy for me to say that and not very easy for you to feel that. So I think all we can do is, if you want to, we can go back in there and get more information out of these fucks. Or if you need to stop, rest, walk away, it can be done another day, another time. We've already got a lot from them.
If we need more information, I think I can do it. Yeah.
Would you like me to stand beside you? Okay, and I'll just hold out my hand and guide her back in.
Oh, you're being so adorable right now.
This is a brewing.
We're friends.
Yeah, she's my sidekick.
I'm his panther buddy.
Panther,
My
yeah.
buddy.
She's my buddy.
We're buddies. Okay. Yeah, I will walk back in.
So while they were out,
So adorable.
ye other four, was there anything you guys were doing or wanted to do?
I would have been observing people's faces of the council to see if this is something that some of the things that they're saying, if they knew in advance, or utter just shock.
Make
They
an
shook.
insight check.
Okay.
I'd be doing the same thing just because I have nothing else to do.
Okay. Just a note.
Standing behind him.
Osler goes into a back room for a minute and then comes back out with a couple pitchers and is getting drinks for everybody. Pours a few drinks for different council members. Comes over. Hello. Can I get anybody anything? It's kind of heavy in here.
I'm
okay.
I am fine as well, thank you, Osler.
Right. Rithiel, what's your whistle?
Do you have anything stronger than water, my friend?
Afraid I'd have to go next door to get that.
I can do it.
It is fine. It is fine. I give him a nod and a thank you.
The next door is the inn, right?
Yep.
I can do it. I'll do it.
No.
No?
Not in here. Was speaking in jest. Just a little bit of jest.
When the rogue takes everything seriously.
Water for you, Miss Junko, Miss Cora.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Oh.
No, I'm too nervous to drink anything.
I wonder if I have something to take a swig out of. Where's my character?
I am gonna get up and sit next to Cora.
Are you okay, Miss Cora?
Why? I'm fine.
You seem to be sitting here in the corner alone and somewhat hiding.
If I don't think about it too much, I'm fine.
What are you thinking about?
A truth spell.
Oh, I mean, nobody's asking you any questions. Why?
Yeah, I
why
hope
are
it
you
stays
nervous?
that way.
Is she saying this out loud or
Yep.
kind of quiet?
I'm not gonna do it to you, but I want to so badly.
It's the truth. She has to tell the truth right now.
She doesn't have to speak.
If she says
but
stuff, it
she's
has to be
physically
true.
incapable
But if she
of not
if she
Would it
Upon
be
hear-
better for you?
Hearing
if,
this, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Would you like to step outside instead of being inside here? And
I want to see what happens. with them?
Well, I can't imagine much besides the questioning. What do you...
I want to hear the answers.
I understand. You're doing a good job, Miss Cora.
Thanks!
I want to walk over to Cora and kind of lean in and whisper in her ear. Maybe use your inside voice, Miss Cora.
Sorry!
I don't believe she has an inside voice.
That is we could probably hear this from outside.
I'm reckoning to believe you, Master Dracon.
Guys,
When I
when
I tell the truth, I have to yell!
Love it.
Is there bread? Do I have any bread or taffy I could just put in your mouth?
Oh, I have taffy! She pulls out a piece of taffy and eats it.
Perfect.
I would say about now, Nova and E3 are returning.
As they come in, I go back to behind the prisoners.
With the two
You-
Corvanians?
Yes. I'm standing behind the two Corvians.
Okay.
I know this may be a silly question, Miss Novacree, but are you okay?
Not a silly question. Well, no, I'm not okay, but I can get through this. We need information.
I won't pry, but I feel like I have to because that is who I am. That name rang a bell.
It did. That was one of the druids I traveled with to the temple. I can tell you about it later if you'd like. Or
Yes,
overview
of
about
course.
it.
Yes.
Don't want to waste this charm person spell.
Do we have any more questions?
If you wanted to know, the only ones I have left are if anybody else in Hummelbank or on the council was also spying or working for the temple, and if they were involved in the temple stuff 10 years ago, which I am assuming not because they were recruited like 6 years ago, but we can ask anyways.
Yes. We could end on those questions. I think we got a lot of information that could be useful.
Okay. If anybody thinks of anything else, let me know.
Just having a
So-
quick read.
Yeah, I'll walk. If all of the council seems to be like reconvening.
Yep,
then
they're
I'll get-
about coming back in.
Okay, then I'll just kind of look at Burn and then the elder guy and kind of just wait for them to just go. I'm ready to continue.
All right, everyone good? Spoonwa? The person taking the notes. I'm ready, sir.
Okay.
Very good.
And I'll step in front of Gremeg and Ramos again and just look at them. Hi again.
My lady.
Just couple more questions for you. Is there anyone else in Humblebank or on this council even that worked for the temple or works for the temple?
I don't shh, Byrne says. And you can see now Father Terracin kind of turns like, are you shh? I want to hear this.
She just shoots a dirty look over to Terracin.
Who was that tried to interrupt? Sorry.
Both Terracin and the town elder.
Hmm.
Want me to
No.
roll persuasion or?
No, in this one you don't have to. All of our spies have been taken. We had Zethwith. We had Felnock. We had a traitor of our own, Philip Flash.
One name.
Yeah,
Two
I know
names.
that name.
Oh, yeah, from the start.
Yeah.
And we were the last. We were set to bring in more in a few weeks. I suppose they'll have to send someone else for that.
Ithri's gonna whisper to Nova, ask what Philip Flash did.
Okay. How did what did Philip Flash do? How did he betray you?
It is quite stupid. We took him
Sounds
for
like
a
him.
con man, and we were right. All he had to do was work over some travelers passing through. We paid him a small fortune to do it and let him keep all of the winnings he had. He just needed to report everything. But after a run-in with him, nods at E3, he took our money and ran.
That sounds on brand.
Nova looks at E3 like, oh.
I
Dang.
was going to send Mirar after him, after he dealt with you.
Oh. Well, guess we spared his life too. Were either of you involved in the temple 10 years ago when everything happened?
No. No, I was not. I had a brother who served in the army. It was how I connected us with the people of Hammelbank. My brother, let's just say, he did not survive an initiation rite into my guild. So I took his place here in town.
I see. Your guild,
Yes,
an assassin's one?
yes. It was
Fucking.
before I left it.
Oh, you're not part of it anymore.
I serve only Heldrak now.
And how's that working?
He kind of frowns, taking your question as genuine rather than sarcastic.
I have
Right.
one or two regrets.
I imagine you do.
I have one more question, I suppose. Do they know if the temple had a contingency plan if they were to fail or be discovered as the spies within town?
Yeah, I'll ask it exactly.
Make a
the same
persuasion
wording.
check on this one.
I have a question. Would I have lost concentration on my enhance ability?
Let's have you make a concentration check.
That's a
Con.
Constitution
Yep.
saving throw.
Yep.
I believe.
A
Okay,
16?
you maintained your concentration.
Nice.
It probably
wow.
flickered for a while there, but...
My persuasion is also 16.
Oh, okay. Not that I know of. We were the contingency plan. We've done naught
Oh.
but send information all this time. We were not to participate, not to act in any overt manner. We were the last case solution.
Oh, for Lareth. You were like a backup if Lareth stuff failed? Is that...
We were backup for Lareth, yes.
And he failed, obviously, because he's dead. Oh, wait.
Well,
I
you can't say that.
I can't say that.
So you
I will just stop it at
I
he
was gonna say
failed,
you kind of
obviously.
stop at he's, and then you just cut off. I'm gonna have quick Ramos make an insight check.
Oh, shit.
No,
Cora!
it wasn't Cora.
You did it, Cora.
I'm shaking! I'm shaking! I just found out
no.
my friend is...
That's
Actually,
Pull
high
the
five.
Cora.
Yay!
Nice.
Yeah! Good
Cora's
job,
looking
Cora.
at her
You
like,
made it. Cora, surprise Pikachu face.
pretty much. It's like, oh.
It wasn't me!
Neither of them seem to notice your cutoff.
Oh,
Oh,
thank God.
Cora's gonna
Does
yell
anyone-
out. I knew it
Does
wasn't
anyone
me.
else in the room noticed me cut off?
Calamore has suddenly turned his head and is looking in great interest and curiosity at you.
No.
I am going to.
And
Well, that's
Byrne has just suddenly choked on his water and like spilled water all down his robe, and he's kind of cursing and like.
I'll just quickly be like, I'll kind of realize like the room got stopped as I had stopped, and just kind of go, did anyone else have any more questions? Kind of like looking at the council and looking at everyone like, I mean, this spell lasts an hour, so.
I have another one, which I know is unlike me, but I do.
So unlike you. I'm shocked.
They said they was just giving information to and from. Can you find out what information they were passing? What was they exactly spying on?
Yeah, I guess I'll just ask like what information they sent and like did they have a specific thing they were supposed to spy on and what information they sent and
Make
if
one
they got
more
anything.
persuasion.
Okay.
That's my final question.
Is it?
Maybe, depending on the answer.
12.
We spied on the comings and goings of travelers, merchant caravans, recruitment possibilities, threats. If someone were to disappear quite suddenly again, we were to report it. If someone started asking funny questions, we would report that. And only in the case of someone stumbling upon something unfortunate were we to eliminate them. Though we also were to give illegitimate aid to whoever should press in any form against the moat house nearby, to give them tainted goods, tampered equipment, and if need be, a traitor in their midst.
The horses? She'll just kind of jokingly say that.
Our men-at-arms.
Oh.
And like,
Sorry.
there's pretty much like a whole room full of weird looks at why would she ask about the horses?
I think even Ithri's like, because he's just been
I had
like
to.
stern and
Yeah,
coy.
same.
It's
I'd
just
cock
like,
my
I
head
haven't told anyone about the
Nope.
horses
No,
yet.
well,
I
He
forgot.
basically came here straight from the stable, so.
In my mind. Oh yeah, guys. No, just kidding. So you have reported on my companions here, and the temple knows about them.
Oh yes, all of you are known now. Well,
Me included.
no, not you, I suppose. But the others are well known.
Dinka's brows
Not good.
furrow, really, really annoyed.
hee hee. That wasn't
What,
that wasn't Ithri. That was Ash.
They know about you.
Yeah.
Get wrecked.
If none of the council members have any other questions, I have one that I'd like you to ask them.
Most of the council. Nope. Nothing from me.
Ask them if they know. Can you ask them if they know the details regarding the murder of Sorio of Southern?
I will ask them that.
Episode 1 finally coming back.
If they know anything.
Make a persuasion check.
Well, it's fine. I can just build.
Ooh, 8.
Never mind.
8.
That's low.
That is low.
How low can you go?
That matter is better left undiscussed.
I'll kind of look at E3 like, do you have any
Unless you want to use some of
other
your chat's
worded
blessings or something.
questions? I don't know that we have many right now. Do
4.
Yeah, 4.
4.
we? Want me to use 2? How badly do you want this information?
I think Ithri would just actually say this out loud to the whole council. We identified, because you weren't there at the time, we identified that Jaras was involved and Sethwith was involved with the murder. There's 2 other people who were dressed in cloaks that we had never got the names of. I just wondered if they knew. Or maybe they were the people. I don't know.
It is past. That was Lareth's deal.
Oh.
We got a whole bunch more chat's blessing, just so you know.
Thank you, chat.
Yay.
Love
I
you
feel
guys.
blessed.
I'm so blessed. Okay. I'm out of questions. You guys have anything else?
Oh.
Okay. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can end that spell.
Well,
I
I
think it just exists.
had one that could possibly be useful, and that was
Sure.
just Gremag's brother's name.
Oh yeah, sure. I have another one too. What was Gremag? What was your brother's name?
Make your persuasion check.
Oh yes. Yes.
Nice.
Okay. My brother was Gremag.
You took his name?
I took everything from him.
That's weird.
So, who were you?
My name, 6 years ago, was Horsch.
Does he have a last name?
If so, he doesn't say.
Horsch,
Okay.
what's his name?
Horshe.
I look around the council members, see if they know this name.
No, there's no real sign of recognition. Everyone, most of them have just kind of been like listening interestingly and with interest, I should say, interestedly, and haven't offered any contributions themselves.
I am gonna still have the scarab in my hand. I'm gonna say, hey, what do the glyphs on here do? There's a T, Z, a G, and a Y. What?
I don't know how their magic functions, only that it does. Simply presenting that with those runes visible will pass you through the altar curtain.
Okay.
Can you see what his last name is?
Sure.
I'm
Did
just
you have a
very
last
curious.
name? When you were Horsch.
Technically, it would be the same as Gremag's.
Well, do you still have a last name?
He might have changed it.
A surname?
Yes.
No.
Not me either.
I am of Geralt. We don't do surnames there. We do honorifics. Titles.
Oh, I see. Alright. I'll just look at the council and go, well, this charm spell's gonna last for I don't know how long we've been in here.
Like an hour at this point.
We've been here an hour? Oh, okay.
Actually, probably a little longer. Probably like closer to an hour and a half.
I mean,
A
sounds-
charm person only lasts an hour, so...
Oh, well then it's been about an hour.
Yeah,
Unless
okay,
you
I was
have been
gonna say...
lies.
Yeah.
Rat guy. Yeah. Come on, gentlemen. Let's take a walk.
How long does the truth thing last?
And that's an hour as well.
Oh, yeah.
Ithri
We
will
just feel the magic.
just before they actually get pulled away, Ithri will whisper to Nova. Well, Ashley's not going to whisper. Do you have any other, if it's not too painful, do you have any other names that you want to ask them about? Bearing in mind it will be said out loud in a room full of...
No,
Just trail off. Okay.
it's not a question for them, I don't think.
Fair enough.
Uh-oh. Panics in Lareth. Okay, Rutger
Sorry, Cora!
and the two Corvanians haul the two out, not very gently. The Corvanians, both of them, kind of give a curt nod to Junko as they pass.
Did the same.
Well, that was illuminating. And I should say, unquestionably, comprehensive. Yes, well, our people do good work, don't they? All
I try.
People of Hammerbank do good work. At this point, I would say, don't stop. My God, they've been here a week. Just give them the praise and shut up.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
Forgive me.
Politics.
if you don't need us, may I leave?
Same.
I've no further questions. Only I do wish to thank you, all of you, for your service to the town of Hummelbank. Should any of you wish to remain here, needless to say, you are always welcome here, and any claims you might wish to lay on land for a home will be granted.
Dracon just
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Thanks.
Taking a
Dracon's making
smoothie.
plans already.
Thank you. Burn adds as an afterthought to you, and actually smiles, not sarcastically.
Burn smiled at us?
Mm-hmm.
not sarcastically.
That's
That's
worth
God,
more
I
than
feel
any
honored.
goals. I know, right?
Holy heck.
And then it quickly shifts to a smirk as he glances at Terracin, who has gone back to his duck lips.
stuck lips.
What? an ass.
I have a couple things before I leave.
And they hate us.
Firstly, I'll walk up to Osler and patiently wait for the 300 gold.
Damn it! I was gonna go claim him.
Oh, right.
I don't mean to rush you. I just thought as we are leaving, and we
You're
are
staying
now,
at the inn tonight, right?
as always, yes,
I'll make sure you're paid before you bed down for the eve.
that is perfectly fine. I appreciate it.
I will see you there. I am also going to walk up to Bern before he leaves.
I see. Sorry to presume, you before when you summoned Rutger in, you used a spell. I saw. I believe it was the sending spell.
Maester Dracon, we are in
Yeah.
a town council meeting.
We are finished with the meeting. I thought this was the perfect
We are-
time
we
to
are
catch you
finished
before
with-
you.
We are finished with you. Our business, we still have more to discuss.
Do you want me to come and see?
Perhaps when you come to collect the other scroll would be an adequate time.
You know what I wanted then. Am I that transparent, Ben?
I would like to
What-
walk
what
up
do you
behind
want?
Dracon and grab
I
him
would
by the
like
arm
a
and drag him
scroll
out.
of sending.
Oh, good heavens. We will talk about it in 3
No,
days.
Master Dracon, it's time for us to go. Like, kind of grab him by the
Time
arm
to
and
take
just
your
Wait, wait,
medicine.
drag him.
Let's-
Wait, wait.
I'm gonna,
Normal
I'm
man,
gonna,
come.
I'm
Dinner
gonna walk
time.
up to the elderman,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just gonna shake his hand.
Oh, he'll
and
shake
say,
your hand warmly. He seems very tickled. He's kind of chuckling.
It was nice to see you again. It has been a long time.
I look forward to catching up with you.
Hopefully soon, yes.
And
I give him a slight nod. just because they know each other.
I bid you all good night.
No
I'll
one.
walk
They
out.
just kind of all wait awkwardly while you leave.
I just wanted a scroll for Ithiel. I don't see what the problem is.
Leaving
There
the
is a
Drake
time.
on to make things so awkward.
There's
He's
a
the
time
only-
and a
love
moment for
this.
everything, Master
Uh,
Dracon.
He is the only
amazing.
magic wielder in the village. That spell could be extremely useful for us. That's
There
all I
is a
was
time
thinking.
and a moment for everything, Dracon. This
That
Uh,
was the. Okay.
On the way out, Nova's gonna be like, I have Animal Messenger. Do you think you could learn that one?
I honestly don't know. I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't think it works that way. I need to have it on a scroll, and you don't use scrolls, so
Oh. I've never met a wizard. I'm sorry.
I've actually. I was about to say I've never met a druid, but that was a lie.
We're not in the
Several.
zone of truth anymore. You can lie.
I don't like to lie. I like to be as truthful as I can
That's
in the right
truthful.
in the right circumstances, of course.
So I'm assuming we're all back outside, right?
I was
Did
assuming
we,
you were making your way
Yeah.
toward the inn.
Did we leave
Yeah.
Cora out inside, or is she back out with us? It is of
Yeah, we
paramount.
left her
I
in there.
think she probably ran out of there as soon as
Yeah, she left pretty quickly.
Key point. Step of the wind.
Yeah, I know. Real fast.
I'm outie.
It's like Roadrunner, just running down the road.
You see
What the
blue
heck?
dust on the way to the
Yeah.
back
No,
to the
she
inn.
waited outside
Meet
for you guys.
Cora.
Dinner?
did good.
Well, that was
Oh wait.
Miss Nova. That was very well done of you. You
Thank
have
you for
been
the questions.
invaluable in this effort of us.
I mean, just cast a spell. It's really not.
We've literally been wandering around in the dark for a week in this town, and you turn up and solve all of our problems within a day. So
I don't think I'm gonna solve any of your problems. I think I've just added to them. But thank you.
Tomato, tomato. Or
Oh, by
potato,
the way,
potato.
guys, I have some horses for us, but and I'll kind of explain the horse thing as we're like walking to the inn. like I'll be like, well, they're kind of shady.
This is where I said,
They
well, we
might
should have
steal your
asked if they had
thing.
more horses.
They will
But
leave you.
They will leave you, but I think I can train them to come to me specifically, and so that could be useful.
nice.
Anyway,
I wouldn't mind to ride a horse. It's been a while since I had one, so
I'll
I
work
c-
on
I-
training them with the
I-
time we have left here.
I jokingly say maybe train them to kick that one off the horse.
I've
Which one?
never
Dracon.
ridden on a horse. That sounds
why
fun.
would
Me
you
either,
wa-
actually. That was the first horse I've ever met.
why would you want me kicked off a horse? That seems very
I was
inconvenient.
joking, Master Dracon. I was joking.
Yeah, okay.
Are you guys wrapping up for the day, do you think?
No.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I would like to spend as much time as I possibly can on writing my second scroll that I've been wanting to do.
You would not have time for that tonight.
Do we have time for food?
It's always food.
Always.
Yeah.
I
You haven't had dinner
unless do we
Yeah.
need to?
You just can't do an 8-hour task.
I think, other than if there's nothing specific that's going on, Ithri's just going to be trying very obviously to keep things overly cheerful and be like, "Yay, success! Don't be sad."
I don't mean to burst your bubble, but I was curious, Miss Novacree.
Oh, about Eldriel.
Yes. I seem to have the worst timing, but I mean,
Maybe it can wait until morning. Or
No,
tomorrow,
I mean,
or-
I can talk about it now. Eldriel is one of my closest friends, actually. In where I grew up. He's very talented, he's very smart, he's very charming, or was. And yeah, it was me and Sithala actually, and him were kind of like really good friends. Yeah. Just gonna pull up my notes really quick so I'm not getting anything wrong.
Put up my notes to write notes of your notes.
And don't even
I-
worry
Copy-paste.
about it.
I'll just take notes from your guys' notes.
Found Nova Cree's page and click.
Okay.
I was just thinking, I can't imagine they would willingly turn onto their side. But at the same
No.
time, Grimag Ramos said they was the commander of the guards.
Well,
I-
Valdriel was apprenticing under Usk, who was the leader of our group, and in where I grew up, he was a warrior. USK Usk
I just,
or Usk.
I-
I don't know.
I'm also mean. I can't imagine that's a position they would give anybody lightly. And if
I know it's confusing. I don't think any of them would have willingly turned. I think I just had assumed the best of that worst situation, and that they had all just died. But with Lareth being a necromancer, and I
Do you believe-
should have.
do you believe they're undead?
Maybe.
If they're
I don't know.
talented in druidic things, I don't think they'd make them undead. They could be mind controlled,
Maybe.
dominated.
But there are 4 others besides Valdriel, so I'm curious now if they all were.
What were their names?
Well, Valdriel, and then Sethala, she's a lizard folk, and then there was Usk, who's also lizard folk, and Leono, and Eliwick. Eliwick was a gnome, and she's a great singer.
I knew you was going to say name as soon as you said that name.
And Leono was our they were a healer. So
I'm gonna be not even trying to hide the fact that I'm taking notes on her life.
it's really weird.
There's an open book just right in front of her.
Like the detective notebook. I feel like
How do you
Junko
spell
has some.
Leono?
Yes.
So-
What
oh, you
did
said-
she
you
look
said
like?
Usk? Okay.
Could I have a description of what they look like?
Could I have what they were wearing and their
When you last saw
weapons?
Do they have any aliases?
No.
I don't want to say I wish. I don't know. I want to say I hope they're alive, but at the same time, if they've been
If-
converted to do these bad things, I don't know.
I refuse to believe that they've willingly chosen to do any of it. I think that they would choose death over joining something so evil. We are sent to keep that balance. They wouldn't join.
So we can make the assumption that they are mind controlled until further notice.
Either way, I would like to punch Lareth in the face. I don't
There's
think it's gonna
nothing
make me
stopping
feel
you.
better. Well, I don't think Burn's letting us down there anymore.
Junko goes, "Meow."
I did do that once, yes.
I'm just wondering how persuasive Zogmai would be, or Izu. Again, I would.
Eyes, yeah.
I would love to think they're being controlled.
But it sounded like
Well-
they didn't want the queen to be unsealed, so there must be something of.
That's
You have
very
some,
true.
Yeah. There's some solace in that Valdriel is at least I mean, if he's serving IUs, but he doesn't want Demon Queen, at least.
It
Perhaps
may be,
we can convince him to help us?
It may be rather than that being mind controlled, maybe they've just had the choice taken away from them.
Maybe.
Perhaps they are doing it to save people they care about.
I don't recall, but did they say that Hellhand was against her being released as well?
I don't think they said that. They just said Hellhand was like uncooperative and untrustworthy. So that's why she's not allowed in the temple.
I was wondering maybe if Valdriol was said to have given Hellhand a swarm of,
Oh, a flock of giant ravens, yeah.
which seems like helping.
Unless
Looks-
they are also spies for. Maybe let's not make guesses. I'm going to stop it because it's bad for me.
Lareth's not going to give us any more answers to questions, though. I wish I could ask him what happened to them all. I don't want to be surprised. I don't want to. If we're fighting in the temple and I come across my friends, but I'm fighting against them, I don't want that to distract me, and then I would fail all of you.
Can I ask you an important question then? If we come across your friends and you're unable to act, what would you like the rest of us to do? Because asking you at that moment is a bad idea, so if you make that decision now.
I think if there's no way that they can be back to what they were before the temple, then they're not them anymore, and I know that they would want
Understood.
to just... Yeah.
And on that note, guys, I am going to go to sleep. I hope you all sleep very well tonight, just I am tired. And I need to
Cedric,
welcome my Yes,
Are you not gonna stay for dinner?
What we're eating.
I can eat in the room. I have food in my I have stuff. I would like to get 2 hours in before I sleep on my scroll if possible.
Of course.
Or I could wait till tomorrow. I mean, it's fine.
Oh,
I wanna... Oh, go ahead.
are we planning to stay in town for a bit?
I think we still had a couple things to do.
We were waiting for some money.
I-
Ithri is specifically looking at Dracon when he says that.
I believe we should, at the very least, go to the fields. I don't think waiting around for 3 days any longer is pointless. I would love my scrolls. I would love to get us the money, but I don't want to be sitting on our hands for
Well,
no
we're
reason.
not. Do you think we're ready? I thought we
Because-
were preparing.
I could make a few more potions. It would be good.
I can work on training those horses for tomorrow, like at least one day, see how much progress I make.
We could use our higher power to montage the next few days so we can get on our way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
Just a
Although I-
note for future reference, I'm not going to break up tasks into like their day components. I think that it starts to get a little too complicated and too much to track. So going forward, if you guys want to do something that takes 40 hours, you're going to have to put the 5 days into it or have enough people working on it that it takes however much time. I don't want to keep... Because it starts
sounds
to get
good.
a little
Yeah.
That makes
difficult
sense.
to give everybody their time of day.
yeah.
Just
It's a
fair
bit
warning.
long-winded, so...
Before Cora leaves, I don't know if Cora's leaving or what she's doing, but
He's
I want to
eating
grab.
dinner with everybody.
I want to like kind of grab her arm gently and just say,
Ah! I'm just kidding.
gently, and just kind of go. I don't know if you're planning on talking to Lareth or anything, but if you're able to ask about my friends, do you think you could?
Yeah, I could.
I don't. He seemed like he wasn't gonna tell you anything more, so.
We
But
have,
I know he hates me, so
we could make
he's not
an
gonna give me
arrangement.
anything.
Question: did you try and charm him?
Me?
Yes.
He's a cleric? I'm pretty sure that's gonna be really hard to do, but I can try.
I was just wondering if you really wanted to get information on your friends, then maybe it's worth it. But
It crossed my mind. I think he's gonna have a high wisdom save.
Yeah,
though.
did we not try it and he saved
yeah,
it?
I
don't
don't think I
think-
tried it. No.
no, I think she's only used it on the vampire guy.
Yeah.
Just a note,
I
you
don't
have
see.
8 blessings in chat's blessings right now.
Oh, so maybe we should.
She'll like
Hint, hint.
lower. Cora will lower her voice a little. When we're done eating, I was actually gonna go talk to him.
Now she lowers her
Right.
voice.
Can I come with you and try my spell on him? Or do you think that's
I
not a
guess
good
if
idea?
things go badly, I kind of don't want to do that. I'm trying to. I want him to trust me at least, so that way we can get.
Then maybe when I charm him, you won't be there. That way.
Yeah, I think
He
that's for the
doesn't-
best.
I don't. If you're trying to get him to trust you, and you're there with me when I do the spell, if it succeeds and it ends, he's gonna know that I charmed him, and I don't
Yeah.
want.
I don't. It's kind of weird, but yeah. But I'll ask him and see if I can find out anything.
Okay. Can I come as a cat?
Hasn't he seen you as a cat?
Shit, I'll come as a something else. You're
I
right.
don't-
He has seen me as a cat.
As long as you don't be, as you're not seen.
You can do
So
that.
probably not a cat. Didn't you say you were a spider before too?
He never saw me though. I don't think.
No.
Oh yeah,
Did you
'cause
ever
spit
see
webs
me
in
as
his
a
face.
spider? Wait,
You
he
did-
might have known that was
You
me.
did tell us. You did tell us that you laid webs on his face.
Yeah, that did happen. That's the thing that happened.
As she's talking to him, she's just spinning a web across his eyes, so he'll never be able to blink it away.
And it says like "fuck you" in the web, like Charlotte's Web.
Novacree's web, guys. New season.
Oh my god.
Well, so Dracon's going to bed. Novacree and Cora then headed for the tower.
Yeah, once everybody kind of goes to bed and settles in, yeah, I'll go.
Do they not say this to the group? To keep it between themselves?
Yes, I keep it to myself.
Okay.
Oh, now
Yeah,
Can
that
I
was
say-
a very quiet. That was a very quiet conversation. I think.
Can I say before I went to bed that I spoke to Osler and got the money?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Actually, you wouldn't have to. He as
Give
soon
me
as
my
he's back,
money.
the first thing he would have done is track you down and give you the money.
All right, everybody gets 50 gold.
Sweet.
Thanks. Oh.
You're welcome. It was well earned by all of us.
But you're
Spend
welcome.
it wisely, spend it well.
Oh, that's 150. Don't do that.
Okay. So, everyone. Well, I know Therithiel and Junko go to bed means get on the roof, right?
Actually, I am going to be writing a letter to my boss tonight.
Got
Dun, dun,
it.
dun.
Noted.
That means I will take up in the roof.
I mean, I'll go
mean-
there eventually, but I gotta spend some time writing this.
The assassins are
Right.
gone, so like,
Yeah,
what's on the roof?
Comfort.
they just like to be up there.
Okay.
I think.
And elves don't
Ithri's
have
going to
sleep.
spend some.
I just like to look down on my minions.
Are you going to be writing that letter in the private room or in your own room?
My own room.
Okay.
but I keep
Private,
it on
private.
my person. Just so no one else, even you guys, can see it.
No, that's fine.
Tim, do you
Cora
want the
comes in.
content
I forgot my
now, or-
purse. What you doing?
What you writing there? Huh? Why is my name there?
No, Junko would probably roll it up as soon as like she heard footsteps. But do you want the contents of what's in the letter now or later?
After our break.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, as you guys either go off to bed, go off to write, go off to creep, or head off to that tower.
Hey! Hey!
Um,
I am
Oh, he is. Yeah.
offended by that, but not really.
We're gonna take a break right here. It won't be too long. I would encourage you, chat, to get up, stretch it out, get some water, some snacks. We will see you on the other half of our break. See you shortly. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good break.
I did. I
I
was
had
reading.
cheesecake.
I had food, so it was a great break.
I did until about 30 seconds ago.
Oh. We'll pick this up outside in the quiet evening as Cora and Nova and no one else are walking to the tower.
Yes.
Did we tell people we were going?
No.
Do I see this?
Cora
from-
didn't.
Was E3 still? Who
E3
was
was-
still in the room? Was everybody still in the room when we left?
That's up to you
If3
guys.
was definitely in the room, but not really paying attention because you.
Cora
like,
would have specifically waited until everybody bedded down or was leaving.
oh well,
Unless-
If3 was planning to sit in the private room writing a letter.
For
so...
a long
mean,
time. Okay.
You could just make it like you're going somewhere
Oh.
else.
Oh, she would
Yeah.
tell Ithri
if
then
you wanted to hide it.
that she's going out
Yeah, I want to tell someone we're going somewhere.
with Nova.
Be safe.
We will.
Okay.
No more assassins, so we're
So-
good.
Send me an animal if there's a new assassin.
I can't
There's
do
not-
that today.
There's not going to be any. Don't worry, I can run.
No
really
more sloths.
fast.
Well, I can speak with animals, so maybe.
You just have to persuade
Maybe.
one real
I have
hard.
to persuade one to go.
Okay.
I'll give you the
deliver a
seed
message.
if you deliver a message for me.
I think I still have some apples and carrots in my pockets, so.
I will say, Therithiel, since you're on the roof, what's your passive perception?
Oh no. Passive perception is 12.
Okay, then yeah, you'd see them.
Because say
Heading out.
we're not being stealthy.
Yeah,
No, we're just walking.
you'd see them walking out of the yard past the blacksmith.
Question is, do I want to follow them or stay up there? I will just
I
let
don't
them
know.
go.
Okay.
Nova,
Yep.
are you sure you're okay with me talking to Lara?
No, I still feel like I just feel like he's tricking you, and I know that you have good intentions, and I just don't want you to get hurt.
He's not
You know?
tricking me. I was thinking about how I could explain this, because nobody seems to understand. I want him to pay for what he's done. I know he's done a lot of bad, but I want him to pay by doing good. Because if you just punish somebody by killing them, then that's it. There's no potential to, for anything good
Nothing has
out of
balanced it out.
yeah. So
I understand.
I know he's hurt you a lot and your friends, and it's not up to me to forgive him for that, or I just want him to do something good,
I understand wanting to balance that out or something. I just don't want him to. He's tricky, and I don't know. I just think you can ask him all the questions in the world, and you'll never really know him. So
He has told me a lot about where he came from.
Oh.
I think he likes to talk. actually.
Well, he does seem to have a little bit of an ego, and he does like to talk
Yeah.
about himself.
Yeah.
One thing you should know about him is that he is inspired, which sounds like a good thing, but it's not a good thing, I promise. But it just
That's
means
the
that
group,
he's,
right?
yeah, it just means he's working for a bunch of very bad people.
And what do they want exactly?
Spread darkness, nightmares, take over
Yeah, but why?
for power. Why does anyone do anything?
But why does he hate you so much?
My people are. This is like a long story short, but 1800 years ago, some spirits were fleeing the realm of dreams, the plane of dreams. I always forget what it's called. I'm so sorry. And some humans willingly accepted those spirits into their bodies, and that was how Kalistars were created.
And that's what you are?
Yes.
So you're like
And-
a person with spirits inside you?
Just I mean me and then one other spirit, yes. And it's like an ancestral thing. I don't know a lot about it because I only know one other
you-
Kalistar.
Can you talk to them?
It's not talking. It's more like I don't dream. I see like their memories or things like that.
So you can like feel it too.
A
Right.
little bit. But
That's how it is with Archael.
oh,
I feel his presence in my chest.
do. That's so cute. Does he talk to you?
Well, I have had these dreams lately, but I don't know if it's him or not. Doesn't seem like him. When I pray to him, I feel his warmth and his approval. But in the dreams, it feels like I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
Do you have like any control in these dreams? I've never dreamed. I don't know what it's like.
Oh, you can't dream?
No.
Well, I can control me, but not the stuff around me. So it's kind of like real life, but like just in your head and a lot weirder.
Yeah, I've heard dreams are strange. I mean,
Yeah.
the only other Kalistar is my mom and I. That's it. So everyone else that I grew up with dreamed normally. And I would hear about like nightmares or just strange, funny dreams that happened.
Oh, nightmares are the worst.
They don't seem fun.
Yeah.
You guys are drawing close to the
That's,
tower, just so you know.
yeah.
You think he's back?
Who?
Burn?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Oh. What are you gonna turn into?
I was thinking a spider. Can I just hop in your pocket?
I've never had a spider in my pocket.
I-
She opens up her pocket.
Me either, actually. I will turn
you
into
gonna
a little spider. I will
Are you
wild
gonna be
shape it.
okay in there? I don't want to squish you.
Yeah, just try not to smash me against anything, because I'll turn back into me and
Okay.
pop out of your pocket.
Oh god. Okay.
If there's too much, I can just like,
No, it's
I
fine.
don't know, hide in your hood or something.
It's okay.
Okay.
Just stay hidden no matter what.
Yes.
Okay.
And wild shape into a spider.
All right.
Once she's in my pocket, I like awkwardly walk up the steps.
She can feel the awkward movement and is like mind links to you and goes, "Stop walking weird."
Okay. I walk and knock knock.
Who's that?
It's me, Cora.
You again?
Yeah, is Bird back?
Yeah.
Can I see him?
Wait there.
Okay. Not like I can go in.
About a minute passes. Hi, come on in. A few minutes later, you can. A few moments later, you can hear the bar being lifted on the door, and it opens. The little drawbridge connecting the stairs to the tower has been down at this point. You see the stocky, kind of surly door guard glowering at the two of you as he.
The two of us?
At the one of you as you enter. You can see that Byrne and Rutger actually are both seated at the table in the hall. There are several casks that smell of alcohol set out on the table and a few flagons. Rutger is kind of giggling at something as Byrne kind of hello, Cora.
I go sit at the table across from them.
What
Hi,
brings
it
you
is
here
me.
tonight?
It is Cora and no one else.
I see that.
Yes. I wanted to talk to you about
I'm seeing 2 or 3 Coras.
Lel. I want to talk to you about Lel.
Oh, I don't want to talk about him tonight.
Lel.
Now is the best time to talk about him.
Must we?
Yes.
Do you want to go down and
You don't
talk
have
to him and play his mind games again?
Well, actually, I'd like to work out some different lodgings for him.
What's wrong with his lodgings? He's safe.
They're not very comfortable, so I'd like to make them more human comfortable.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh god, my first roll. Or my second roll. With advantage because they're drunk off their asses.
They are drunk. Yes, actually.
It worked!
Oh no.
Advantage. Roll! Did it work?
Mm-hmm.
It did. You got
Oh.
15.
15.
Are you ever going to leave me alone about this?
Once I get what I want, yeah.
Well, what did you have in mind?
Like, he can just, walk around in his cell and we can just, block it off so he can't see anybody. Because he can't cast without a weapon or his holy symbol.
Well, yeah, but what about the wings?
What about him? He could put them out whenever he wants. He doesn't need to... It doesn't matter if he's tied up. He can do it whenever he wants. If he wanted to.
Fine.
Oh, that was easier than I thought.
You're talking too loud anyway. It's fine. Let's...
Okay, can I just take a guard down there and take care of that then?
Oh, there's already a guard down there.
Okay, I'll
about...
just go take care of that then. Why don't you just drink and be merry? Okay, bye.
Okay, fuck Father Terracin too, right?
Well,
True.
no.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'll-
just agree.
I'll drink to that.
Just agree. You can hear Nova.
He's not.
Nova's like, just say yes.
He's
just
not.
Say yes.
He's not very nice. That's
Say
that's
he's
right.
mean.
He's a meanie.
Good job.
Okay,
Spider
bye.
thumbs up.
I go downstairs.
Okay.
Two legs sticking out of the pocket.
There's actually 2 guards and 2 horses down in the dungeon. When you come down, one of the guards is Corvanian, the other is not. The Corvanian one already is kind of low, hand to sword.
It's just me.
Until she sees you.
Hey.
She sort of relaxes. What do you
Are
want?
these horses, She's gonna go over to one. Hey, do you know Nova?
The horse does not react.
Oh
We
my
shouldn't talk
God.
about it. Right, okay. So, we're gonna be changing his lodgings a bit.
No one told me about this. No.
Byrne just told me to come tell you he's kind of drunk.
Make a persuasion check.
He didn't want to come down the stairs. He's,
No
with
advantage. No.
because Byrne's drunk off.
No.
I mean, don't make me go get him. He's gonna be upset. That was almost a nat 20. Instead, it's a 5.
No. Not
Yeah.
unless I hear it from him personally.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go get him.
You do that.
Okay, he's gonna be mad.
I'm gonna crawl out of her pocket while she's having this conversation and just hang out like on a wall somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's fine. They don't seem to notice you as Cora goes back up the stairs. You hear the Corvanian turn to the other guard. Can you believe this? Huh? Never mind.
I grab Byrne by the hand and take him downstairs.
What? What do you want?
Your guards
trying
won't
to-
listen to me.
Well, of course not. They're my guards.
Well, why didn't you give me a code word or something?
Why would I do that? You said
So-
you'd take care of this.
I'm trying, but they
I
won't
wanted
let me.
to see what you'd do. All right, let's go get it done. And he will stagger a little as he stands up. Whoa,
I help him down the stairs.
guess I've had a little more than I thought. I'm fine. It's just a little buzz. And
Yep.
he'll follow you down the stairs.
You see?
Hope.
Let her do her thing. Sir, are you certain that this is... Of course I'm certain! Am I wearing the wrong robes or something? Yes!
Don't
I'm giving an
question
order!
him.
Do it! Do what she said! Or I have to do it myself. Yes, sir, if you're sure. The guards are going to open up the door. Oh, actually, I guess they'll follow your instructions. What are you instructing them to do?
I'll go in there with him. That way, there's no way he will get out
Okay,
and try anything.
sure.
Yep. Right?
Right.
Right.
I'm on the door. I've crawled over to beyond the door,
Okay.
Cora's a
Of the cell.
professional.
just in case.
Lara? I'll take the mouthpiece off.
Well,
Would you-
there's like a key in a lock that you have to do just to remove
Oh,
the mask
well-
from him.
I will do that if they will allow me to.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Corvanian does not look at all pleased about this.
Lareth?
Well, if it isn't just a little sunshine.
Did you overhear that?
I might have been listening a little bit.
So I expect you're gonna be good. And well behaved.
I wouldn't dream of doing else.
You're not lying to me, are you?
Why would I lie?
I want to hear you say you're not lying to me.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna make this easy for you. Whatever that is, 17.
17.
I'm not lying to you. I'll be
Nice.
on my best behavior.
Okay.
As long as I remain comfortable. I think I'm done here. He's killing my buzz.
Okay.
Burn
I'm
is-
going to finish taking off all his stuff.
Okay.
Wow.
Hands are free. He's kind of flexing the hands.
I'll
fingers.
step back, let him.
That does feel fine.
Are you enjoying the dinner? Your new dinners?
If you mean the bit of bread and butter and cheese that I was provided. It was a step up, I suppose.
That's it? Burn! I paid you so much money. Well, I might have to talk to him again about that.
Just a reminder that in a farming village, that is
fair enough.
a feast.
Fair enough. I was thinking like.
What do you think they're gonna bring him? Fucking prime rib?
A protein of some kind. Like
What do you
meat?
mean? Cheese is a protein.
Cheese is not. You're
Cheese
gonna get
is
the
the only
poops!
food
You're
group.
gonna get the poops!
It's been one day.
Cheese is one
enough.
food group, the only one.
So, I thought we could, talk again. If you're okay with it.
And with the door unlocked and everything.
Yep.
It's mighty generous of you. Mighty trusting, too.
Mm.
Aren't you concerned that I could overpower you and
Oh no.
help myself to your poor, undefended village?
No.
And why is that?
Well, there's 2 guards here.
Oh, I hadn't noticed them.
And I don't think you could overpower me.
Corvinian bristles.
I'm pretty strong.
I recall. Can't
These
say I
muscles.
was mighty impressed, but you do all right.
So, I actually wanted to talk to you about Nova.
About what?
She's the druid you don't really like much.
Ah, that one.
The one who stole the orb.
The little thief. Your
Yeah.
pet dream folk.
Why do you hate her so much?
I don't know what you mean.
Seems like you don't like her.
Tell me, Cora. Have you ever had some manner of bug infestation?
No?
Perfect.
You ever been attacked by a wasp?
I've been stung by a bee before.
Do you hate the bee?
No.
No. But are you gonna let it sting you again?
That depends. If I was taking the bee's honey, then it's my own fault.
See, I disagree. The bees produce the honey because it's their job to do. It's what they're put in the world for. And that honey belongs to, in our little metaphor here, you. So if a bee lashes out at you, stings you, you might not hate them, but they're quite out of line and need to be put in their place.
You say Nova's a bee?
My dear, you brought up bees.
You're right, I did. Okay. We're gonna have to change that line of thinking, I think. I would like you to treat her with some respect if you see her again.
Have you ever been robbed? Little sunshine.
No. But
Do you
my
have anything
friends
important
have.
to you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Go
She didn't
on.
take your orb.
Oh, I believe she did.
No. Her friends did. And she kind of just ended up with it. By
Is that
accident.
right?
Yeah.
What naughty friends she has.
Hey, speaking of, I wanted to ask you about them too. She's great at this.
Professional right there.
Do you know what happened to the half-elf?
Her friends, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, they're all dead.
Are you sure?
Of course I am.
Did you kill them?
Some.
Did you kill the half-elf?
What do you care about that? I was
Because
under
I
the
heard...
impression all this happened before you had much interest in her or our little get-together over a knot.
Well, we're kind of friends now, so...
That right?
Yeah. Just like we could be friends if you wanted to.
I thought we were friends, Cora.
Are we?
Aren't we?
Well, if you were my friend, you'd respect my other friends.
Respectfully, you're the friend's a thief.
She's not, I told you. You could tell. I'm not lying.
She knows what she has, and she hangs on to it.
We all know. She showed us.
Mm-hmm. Well, sounds like you're associating yourself with all manner of troublemakers then, doesn't it?
Well, they do say you're the biggest troublemaker.
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Well, the way I remember it, you lot broke into my home, killed my people, stole my things, tried to kill me too. Unprovoked, might I add.
Well, I mean, we did try to surrender.
After you slew all of my people and were offered not just mercy, but a job. I offered you friendship. I offered your friends friendship. I offered you money and employment after you broke into my house. I'd say I was more than generous.
We can't really... We don't want the temple to... We don't want the Demon Queen to come be let loose.
Well, we don't always get what we want, do we?
And I heard Vadriel doesn't want that either. Does he react in any way to that?
Make an insight check.
Would I have seen that?
Oh, I would
You're
say
on the door watching.
if you're
right?
keeping, yeah, I'd say you
Yeah.
could.
Can I make an insight check?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Ah! 8.
Both of you, natural one. Both of you can see a quick moment of surprise before his mask returns. I'm sure I don't know who you mean.
Yeah, you do.
Must have been after my time. I've been out here for a few months now.
That's true. Maybe you know Ramek? I watch him again.
Yeah, he actually chuckles at that. Oh, I know Romag. Lowest of our order.
Oh, yeah.
Priest of elemental earth.
Yeah, I heard. Well, I just kind of casually glance outside the cell, look back at him. I think you'll find that you can help us for something a bit better than releasing a demon queen. Last time, we talked about making change. and I believe that's something you really want. But I don't think releasing the Demon Queen is the way to do it.
I don't think that's up to me.
Well, we're going to be putting a stop to the people who are doing that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Little Sunshine, you hardly put a stop to me and my operations. In a worn-out, run-down moat house. With mercenary contractors and goblins. What makes you think you're gonna waltz into one of the strongest bastions on this side of Andaran, fortified by hundreds of soldiers and troops, goblins, ogres, trolls?
Having a key certainly helps, huh?
There's no key to this fortress.
You know, the little scarab.
I know the scarab you're talking about.
I think we can get in just fine.
That'll open one little door for you. What are you gonna do about the army of priests?
Do you want to come and help us?
I don't, as it happens. I find I'm much more comfortable here.
You sure?
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, if anything happens to me, could get uncomfortable for you again.
Make your choice of persuasion or intimidation.
Things could get uncomfortable for you.
It's all about that comfortable life.
It's gonna be persuasion. With advantage.
No.
Damn, I almost worked. Hold on, let me check something. Let me just see if I... Damn it. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, look, give her some inspiration or something.
See, I don't
I'm
think
not a
so.
bard.
I would prefer that you remain alive, so I'm giving you this piece of advice. Give it up. Move away. If you don't want to see the Demon Queen. If you don't want to see a living god walking among the people. Walk away. Move to Corinia. Or maybe Aurelia.
I think I'm supposed to be here.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Then, I'm afraid, little sunshine, we are at an impasse.
Maybe you'll change your tune before we go. You're not going to try to escape, are you?
Wouldn't dream of it.
Insight check. Actually,
I'm gonna do that.
you're not going to try to escape, right?
Wouldn't dream of it.
Lara.
I'm making an insight check on that.
I don't want to know about your dreams. Tell me that you're not going to try to escape.
Nova, with your insight, you can tell that his choice of words is very deliberate. Seeing as he is inspired and doesn't dream.
He wouldn't dream about anything. I need to hear it from you, Lareth.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about that. If I tried to make a break for it, you'd just run me down, wouldn't you? You and your friends.
I would rather not.
Well, let's not give you the opportunity then.
Lareth, if you don't convince me that you're not going to try to escape, I can't leave you like this.
And here I thought we were connecting. Fine. I won't try to escape. Satisfied?
Am I satisfied? Let's make an insight check. 13.
Seems to be legit.
Okay. Okay. She holds out her hand. Promise?
Oh.
You have my word.
So let's shake on it.
He'll take your hand. Hesitantly.
I grip his hand and shake his hand. And then I let go. But not before I cast Inflict Light Wounds. Just kidding, I don't have that.
The betrayal nobody saw coming.
That's right.
Yeah, for
I
real.
can't
Kill him.
disintegrate.
I mean, we did have a ring for this exact situation, but sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you to your promise.
We have a ring for that situation.
I poke him with poison.
Oh yeah. I wanted to ask you one more thing. How come the Devourer's name was wiped from all those records?
You do have a certain way about you, don't you?
What do you mean?
You like to walk in, make like the nice. Hi, Lareth. How you doing, Lareth? Why is your god's name erased from history, Lareth? Probably the only time he'll ever have a genuine connection with Nova.
Well, I have a very curious mind. Do you not want to tell me?
My god is a secretive sort. He doesn't share all that he knows.
Not even with his followers?
Especially not with his followers. He's of the mindset anyone who follows him is beneath his contempt.
Oh.
Followers follow. Leaders lead, that sort of thing. One doesn't follow the Devourer because they want friendship or secrets. Not until they're ready to earn them. I was hoping I might prove my station a little. Make myself valuable by supporting one of his more distant machinations.
But why? If you don't get anything out of it, what's...
He gives to those who prove themselves. And he teaches, in a way. He's taught me things already. Not answers to the secrets of history, but secrets.
You worship and do what you think he likes in hopes that he'll reward you with secrets and power?
And greater knowledge. That's right.
I feel like you could just go to a library and get that.
Not the kind of knowledge my patron offers. Ask
maybe
your
you're just-
scholarly friend, he'll tell you. There are some secrets you don't find in libraries. And some
he's-
powers that those that exist today don't really want folk like me having. Folk like you haven't even.
It's probably for a good reason. It's dangerous.
See, I like to think they're cowards. And I find it mighty disrespectful that they try to decide for me what's good and what's bad.
Even if it
What
could
I'm
destroy
allowed to
you?
know and what I'm not allowed to know. If it destroys me, that's my problem, isn't it?
And the people that care about you?
I don't reckon that's a real problem.
You don't have any family?
I believe I answered your question.
Well,
If
You
you'd
did.
like to know more about the Devourer, though, I'd be happy to proselytize a little bit.
happy to what?
Teach.
Okay. Tomorrow?
Such things take time.
I would like to know more.
Plan on a few years of study.
Years?
A few trials, tribulations, a few things you might have to do to show you're worthy of
I didn't mean like that. I thought you meant like you just like tell me some stuff.
No, that's not how it works in our faith. He's the devourer, not the giver.
Okay, well, maybe tell me a little bit more and I'll make my decision then.
Why don't you think on it?
Okay. Well, I'll be back tomorrow.
I can't wait.
I expect you'll be here. Hey, and you know what? I would care if something happened to you.
It's mighty kind of you.
And I will leave the room. And I'll hang up like a little blanket over the... so he can't see out or something. I'll put something up so I don't want him to be able to scope out the place, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything we could put up there?
Yes, there's a blanket for the horses.
You didn't lock him up at all?
I didn't what?
You didn't lock him up or restrain him
No,
at
he's
all?
locked
Just
up.
Lock this cell?
As you're leaving...
The agreement was... I guess I could lock him up. Stilly, what did he say earlier when we talked about it?
Hmm?
What?
When Lareth wanted more comfortable lodgings.
Yeah. He said he wanted some leg room. He wanted to be able to exist like a human.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tie him up then.
Just gonna lock the cell door.
Yeah?
If you shut the cell door, it auto locks. But as you're stepping out of the cell,
If that's what Byrne is okay with.
well, Byrne's not down here to tell you. The Corvanian woman is, and the other guard. He makes eye contact with the Corvanian woman, though. And, evening, Zua. And she, is, like, taut like a cat about to pounce. Doesn't say anything as you shut the cell door. You hear it lock. You hang up the little horse blanket.
Is this okay?
Nothing about this is okay.
I mean, he can't get out. There's no way he can get out.
I don't know. You know what he can't get out of? That mask.
Hey, well, that's not humane. Just because he treats people inhumanely doesn't mean we need to.
She bites her tongue. Looks like she's got a few things
right!
on her mind. But
Starts bleeding out from her tongue.
I look around.
I crawled into the cell before you closed the door.
You're a spider. You could go through the bars.
which are
You
now
put a
covered by a
blanket
little
over it.
blanket. I mean, you
Oh,
could
yes.
still get through it, but you'd be like behind the blanket then and covered by it.
Okay. I'm totally leaving right now. Everyone have a good night.
Good night.
leave.
Spider face palm.
Okay.
4 face palms.
All of us are face palming.
8 face palms.
I mean, you have to stand on something, right?
Yeah, we'll do one each one individually.
I'm gonna wait upstairs though for Nova, or like outside.
Okay.
Okay.
So Nova,
Okay.
what you doing?
What's
Big
I
Lareth
am-
doing?
Yeah, I have dark vision as a spider.
Mm-hmm.
What do I
braiding his
see?
hair.
What is he?
You see, he watches the cell door for a long time after Cora's gone, just kind of like he's thinking.
We shook on it, buddy.
Then he's gonna take a seat on the bench in his cell, stretch really.
Oh, stuff's gonna crack.
You hear crack, 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 crack. Like his whole body is popping.
So there's a bench So the cell is just like a small room, has a bench at
A
the back.
bench and a hole. And some
Great.
straw.
Poopy hole.
I will. Okay. I am going to drop my form and be
God.
standing in front of the door, facing him.
Inside the cell?
Inside the cell.
He kind of, he does jump a little bit, but quickly is back up on his feet. Well, I reckon it's the little thief again.
Also, I don't have dark vision as a Kalishtar, so I don't know how well I can
Do
see.
It
Do
would
the
be
guards react at all?
dim light.
I imagine he said it quietly. I don't know though. I haven't said
Sound
anything.
quietly. Oh,
No, it did not.
It was probably not too quiet. A moment later, you hear bang bang on the outside of the door. What is it?
And I will just use my mind link to be like, hello. I'll allow him to respond as well.
He appraises you for a moment.
As he's looking at me, I'm also going to cast Enhance Ability on myself.
Nothing. I was just startled by a shadow. Are you all right out there? You can hear some cursing in Corvanian and footsteps moving away from the cell. Responding telepathically. What do you want, little thief?
Know what you did with my friends.
I told you what I did with your friends. I killed them.
You
Slowly.
didn't kill them. Well, one of them is still alive, so you clearly didn't kill them.
Oops, missed a spot.
I'm going to cast Charm Person on him.
Okay.
Also, for the enhanced ability, I give myself the charisma.
Got it. I assumed.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Okay. 19 is his save.
Oh my gosh. I'd have to use
What's your DC?
7. It's 13.
Oh God.
I know.
Come back again tomorrow.
No, once I
Oh, is it a one-time thing?
I think once if it
And
fails,
DC
I
goes up.
know.
He gets advantage on saves against it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it worth 7?
No.
If you have
worth
inspiration, you could
7.
make him. You could do something, maybe.
I do not have inspiration though.
Man, we need some hero points in this game.
I know. I was thinking
Yeah.
that too. I was like, man, I'd love a hero point to add 8 to my roll ahead of time. Damn, the Pathfinder. Okay.
Technically, if there's a big spender in chat, they could buy you inspiration, but that's expensive stuff.
That's okay.
You could do it. Let me help.
You're no, players not allowed.
No. Okay. Well, now he knows that I tried to charm him, and yeah, that's fun.
As you,
Let's see how this goes.
There you
Oh,
go.
there it is.
Oh, we got
Wow,
inspiration.
jeez.
Damn.
Shut up, GM. Take that.
Do you want to use it?
What does that do? What do I?
So with inspiration, you can re-roll or force me to re-roll. You can give yourself an additional standard action. You can give yourself some form of Deus Ex Machina, or you can not die when you would otherwise die.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna make you re-roll. And hope it's lower.
11.
I was gonna say, hopefully it's not a nat 20 or something.
Nice.
Ask him a bunch of personal weird
I've got-
questions. That'll get him.
Both of the d20s I rolled, the first one on the left, the second one on the right. I have taken a picture.
Oh my gosh.
What's your
Oh,
middle
my God.
name?
What's your full name? Where were you born?
What's your last name, bro?
What
Not
is your
gonna be
favorite
hard.
color?
I just like
Now,
smile.
what was I saying?
Worst part is no one there to see this happening.
Wish I
No
was
one there
I
to
know,
witness
right?
this.
It's just you.
No one's gonna believe you now.
Can't give you great questions. I'm sorry.
I know. I'll ask you again. What did you do with my friends?
I wasn't allowed anywhere near him. After my failure with you.
Nice.
Your failure with me? Were you just meant to kill me and be over?
Your escape was something of a inconvenience for my employers. So some things were shifted around.
You didn't get a promotion then, did you?
Oh, but I
You
did.
were lying.
That was no lie. But that came a little bit later. It was a wizard who lost the orb to you. A mage from Vigamount.
Oh.
And after that, the Grand Wizard of the Temple itself, second hand to Iuz himself, took control of one of your friends. Two of them were locked up, and the other two sacrificed.
Which ones?
I never learned their names. It wasn't my decision. If it were up to me, I'd have tortured all of them into the ground until we knew where you'd likely gone.
How did you even find me in the first place? Oh, the innkeep. Never mind.
Good friend of mine, Dean. Sometimes he'll slip me some information before he sends it off to Romag. And it just so happened one wandering little Kalish tar had wandered into his hostel. Normally, he only preys on victims he knows he can deal with, specifically when his pirate crews are in town. With you, though, would have normally let you pass. The company you kept was a little too strong. But for Kalash Tar, we made some exceptions.
The controlled friend. I'm not familiar
Control?
with magic.
Oh, you mean Hector's prize.
Hector?
The Grand Wizard. His little protege. The
Is there a way
half-elf.
to... Yes. Is there a way to undo it?
I reckon anything might be possible. But once a mind breaks, there's only so much a person can take till they become clay.
What are your intentions with Cora? Do you intend to just, like, let her down? Keep
Cute
fucking
kid.
with her mind?
I don't know what you mean. She has real potential, that one.
Yes, and I know you're just using her. She
We're all
believes
using
that you
each
can
other.
be changed.
Don't get righteous with me. The world's full of people using one another to get what they can get. Just like you in here now. Let's be honest. if you didn't need a little help figuring out your orb or finding who's after you or going into hiding, you think you'd have ever drawn weapons with these folk? You think you'd hang around with a bright little star like Cora? You needed her. We're exactly the same.
We are not the same.
Evidence to the contrary. You've just been luckier than I have. But to answer your question, I don't intend to harm one hair on that child's head. Unless I have to.
Don't. Sorry, brain farted.
Awkward
gone.
Silence.
Every thought in my head escaped my brain, and I was like, yeah, okay.
I feel that, though.
I had something else I was gonna ask.
Ask him weird personal questions. What's his favorite color?
Yes, the Ashley way.
What's his favorite pet?
Ask him if he likes horses.
Does he like boba?
I have
You
some
want to
questions.
join your horse mafia?
Yes!
Yeah.
Want to join the horse mafia there? So, you planning to escape from here? Or just trick Cora into letting you out?
Make a persuasion check. That
Oh.
one he's gonna try to fight a little bit.
Advantage.
Little column A, little column B.
219.
No.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Pog.
I don't have any plans in the work at the moment, but there's no cell doors that can hold me forever.
Thought so.
And one way or another, I always get what I want.
If you do this, you're gonna force Cora to do stuff that she is going to have to regret the rest of her life. You care about her. You wouldn't force her to do that.
Well then, let's hope for both of our sakes that she takes to my teaching.
Let's hope not. What interest do the Inspired have with the temple? Are there more of you working for them?
Make a persuasion check, big time.
219.
I didn't realize today was going to be such a lore-heavy episode.
Yeah. Dang.
Get that lore ready!
We're getting that info.
I got another 19!
Yeah.
So many good rolls, Jesus.
I know.
It's only because of the advantage. If I did not have
It helps
that,
a lot.
Yeah.
Well, the dream in dark is always expanding. And the possibility of a new country forming right here, just south of the instability of former Garon. Quite a tantalizing little peach, don't you think?
I suppose.
Get a foothold here, strong foothold at that. Get in good with the House of Ayus. A lot of political gain from such a position. And having a member of the Inspired as part of the upper echelons of said nation, well, that'll do just fine.
So, are there more Inspired working at the temple?
I thought I was enough. No, the Inspired, they don't normally reach out to Sarah Garden parts. We're a little out of the way for their normal operations. Got much bigger things in mind in Corvania. It's a great time to be alive over on the East Coast, I tell you.
West East Coast.
You had to think about that? Nope.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
And
That one corner of the map over there somewhere.
that way. Am I the only Kalishtar that you know about?
Are you the only Kalishtar here?
I don't know.
Well, he's gonna insight. You're mighty young to have come out here by yourself. That's interesting.
My parents were killed.
Make a deception check.
Oh, I
With
get advantage on that. It's
Yep.
charisma.
Yup.
Yes. That's good. My deception's not. Oh, that's very good.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Ooh,
Condolences.
Can you just roll like this all the time?
I
You guys
wish.
just finish off this campaign for us. I mean,
I'll just constantly cast enhance ability on everyone forever.
My condolences for you folks. I can tell you though, might go a lot smoother if you join the cause.
What do you mean smoother?
I mean a lot less suffering of you and your kin.
Don't think that's in our nature to join your cause.
And yet here you are.
Not here to join your cause.
You could. You'd be quite powerful. It's not anyone who could get out of the situation you've gotten yourself out of. Snagging a prize as mighty as the one you snagged. With targets as tantalizing and juicy as the ones you've surrounded yourself with. The law you could do. Both for the temple and for the inspired.
Why would I do anything for people who have only ever caused me and my ancestors harm?
Well, the only reason worth doing anything. For power. You don't need to like someone in order to benefit from them.
You're a little bit more delusional than I thought you were.
I'll take that as a compliment.
You can take it as whatever you want, I guess. Okay.
We done?
I'm going to, cast fog cloud so he doesn't see me.
Wow.
Wild shape back into a spider.
As you cast Fog Cloud, it does mask you turning into a spider, but you notice the fog is dissipating rapidly, and you can hear him inhaling greatly, and like turning back, you can see the last of the spell being like pulled into his mouth before he closes it.
Don't feed him that!
What?
Why did you feed him fog?
It's
How
all
did I
your
know he
fault,
could
Nova.
suck up a spell?
It
What?
wasn't Cora! It wasn't
Technically,
Cora!
he devoured it.
The Devourer!
Devoured
Oh.
it.
He absorbs magic.
Nom nom.
Oh my god.
He doesn't seem to see you, though. As you slip through the window.
Does he pull out a little napkin and just...
No.
Tasty. That's the
Tasty.
meal I was looking for. Thanks, Cora.
I was just gonna say, yeah, that's what the meal he's.
Thank you for that southern hospitality.
Have I? I've never seen any magic or anyone do anything like that before, have I?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I would be quite surprised if you had, but you can do an Arcana check.
I guess. Oh god.
Hey, you want to know what happened to your arm?
He
Nom, nom, nom.
devoured it.
Yeah, you've definitely never seen anything like that.
He
from-
nommed
He
it up.
just inhaled my arm. He's got a third limb that he's hiding.
He's Kirby.
Same.
Oh my god, he is Kirby.
Cora, Not wanting to disturb Byrne and Rutger, probably would be waiting outside for her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just looking
make
up at
my
the
way.
sky, not being
Out.
awkward.
That's unlucky.
I think I have to say that.
Yeah.
I will, yeah, I'll go outside as a spider, and then I'll drop my form right next to Cora, which is, I'm sorry, it's probably gonna scare you.
Ah!
When you do that,
Hi.
one of the guards on this floor who was kind of like leaning on the wall, dozing off.
No, I was outside.
I thought you said you were waiting for the next, just up the stairs.
No.
Oh, is it outside? Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, never mind. Never mind. You're good.
Leave that poor man
Okay,
alone.
we're good.
Call him D.
Okay.
How'd it go?
I successfully charmed him.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you ask him?
I feel like there was a little divine intervention. I don't know, maybe by the name of chat. Not really sure.
Arcale was watching over you.
Okay, let's not go that far.
It's not too late
But
to
I
get it
found
back.
out some stuff about my friends, and
Yeah?
about a grand wizard or something that is in the temple as well.
Wait,
So-
so are your friends alive?
Well, no, 2 of them were sacrificed apparently, so no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then 2 were locked up, and 1 was controlled by this wizard.
So he
I
didn't
think
kill
that's
them.
Valdriel. No, he didn't.
What a liar!
I know.
He did mention 2 wizards, one from Vigor Mount, and then one was the higher wizard.
Yes, there was the mage that I stole the orb from Vigor Mount.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then he mentioned like a grand wizard or something. Which I'm
Wow.
not familiar with wizard tiers. I imagine that's pretty big.
That's the highest tier.
Do you think
There you go.
he'll be okay? Did I make a mistake? Is he like gonna?
I think
bust out of
he is
there
gonna try to escape. I asked him.
tonight.
No, I didn't ask when. He said at some point.
He promised.
You guys.
I know,
Did
Cora.
Pinky swear?
Oh, right. Imagine we're having this conversation walking back. to
Yes,
the
we're
end,
walking
by the way.
back to the end.
But I don't know, I'm not too good with the guilt tripping thing, but I tried to maybe guilt him into not doing it because he said he wouldn't harm you, and I told him if
What,
if he
me?
did that was-
Really?
yeah, he did say that.
Well, that's something. I
Unless,
guess.
well, he said he wouldn't harm a hair on your head unless he absolutely had to, which
That's
I
really
think he wants you to worship the
specific.
devourer. So,
Oh, that's not gonna happen.
well, just be careful.
Oh yeah. I am all about
More
Arcale.
careful.
More careful?
We have to go tell everybody else about this.
Yeah, let's
More
tell
careful.
And on that,
Man, I had so many questions.
on
And
that
so many
segue,
answers. We go to bed.
I don't know if there was much else anyone was doing tonight, right?
Not
Everybody
tonight.
was chilling.
Well,
Going to bed.
Kinda
The only thing that I would do is wait for Cora to go to sleep, and then I would take the orb out and stare at it for a while.
Yeah,
and
I
hold
get
it.
my bucket.
Oh, no.
I take it and put it next to the bed, and I say, "Good night, Nova," and I go to sleep.
And then as soon as she's asleep, I take the orb out.
I'm like, ooh.
And it's into it.
Damn it! No. Now I'm exhausted,
No, just.
but it's
gonna-
okay. I'm going to sleep.
Oh right, you gotta make. Don't you have to make a check?
Oh yeah. Wait, it's a charisma saving throw.
Yes, and you have advantage on those.
No, it's just checks.
Oh, you're right.
Is it just a?
I think
wait,
you're right. I think it is
I
just checks.
think the spell is just checks. I'm gonna double check in case. Yeah, checks.
Okay. Well, dang it.
Not very good. Oh, 15? I don't remember what the DC is.
I am looking it up now because I also don't remember what the DC was.
18. Oof.
Well-
Closer.
You're getting closer. Yep. So that's gonna be 1 level of exhaustion.
Okay. It doesn't. Nothing new happens when I hold it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You can
same
just
thing.
feel unpleasantness emanating from it.
I
Okay.
mean, there's not
I don't
a better time than now to touch it, so.
Nova, I sense
right before I go to
unpleasantness.
sleep.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
stows it away and goes to sleep.
So
It's a glowing skull.
That's it, that's all I had.
Therithia.
You guys are killing me.
You fall off the roof.
Late in the night.
Wait, no,
once
I'm
again,
in the roof. What?
I know. Once again, after Junko has eventually drifted off herself, you hear a bird call from the other side of the river.
Oh no, this again.
Caw-caw.
I go towards the edge of the roof right here and I answer the call, calling back the same sound, I guess.
Hello?
Looking, like, squinting into the night, you can see from camouflaged along the bank of the river on the far side, you can see an elven woman kind of...
Assuming I'm asleep at this point?
Yeah, I look back at Junko to make sure she's sleeping.
I would say, here, I'll tell you what, Junko, you can make a perception check with disadvantage.
Come on, you got this.
I
Opposed
don't,
by
but
Therithiel's stealth roll, we'll call it, assuming you're trying to be discreet about this.
I am?
Assuming, unless you don't, like, are you
Oh,
doing
well-
anything?
Well, I want to make sure she doesn't see me get off, so I guess. Okay. I came
But
out
you
wrong,
are trying to
but
answer.
okay.
I know what you mean.
It's a lonely time on the roof.
16?
No wonder he's not in the bedroom.
Oh no.
So, question. Junko, what do you do when you can see Therithiel starting to slink off of the roof?
Kill him.
I will wait
Kill him? What?
a little bit, like a couple seconds, and I will follow
Okay, make a stealth check of your own.
Mascot.
Now, unfortunately, this would be opposed by this would be a DC 12, right? Your passive perception is 12?
Correct, 12, yes.
Okay.
No!
They both failed. Nice. Fuck
I
you.
use my everything. How do I
Oh my gosh.
badly in the thing I have +5 in?
Junko,
Well, a natural
Natural
one.
one. I'll do it.
Junko,
So-
I'm only going to the restroom. No need to follow.
I'm just gonna say, like, there was a shale loose on the roof, and I fell.
Okay, yeah, like you were still like very groggy too, like as you tried to maneuver after him. It wouldn't be shale, it was thatch, but like maybe you just
Yeah. I was
a bit broke
guessing.
loose and you caught yourself like in the tree branches and gracefully landed cat-like on the ground, but it might have seemed like you were just following after him, not creeping. But, you know, for dignity's sake.
No, I rolled and I fell.
You okay?
Yeah. I'm like
I will-
this at the same time because that fucking hurt. Oh,
I'm only going to the river
I
to relieve
No,
myself, and I will be
no, I-
back.
tired. I go up, and I will climb up the tree.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure she goes up.
I do go up.
Up
But
the tree
the
and back
tree-
onto the roof?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
Why don't we do this time? Junko can do deception opposed by insight.
I'm
Does that
also
sound-
I'm supposed to be good at this.
You're
I was
supposed to be
gonna
good
say-
at stealth.
I was gonna look for a bush to try to hide in and disappear.
Okay. Well, let's see if you get the vibe that she's.
Okay.
I was going to the roof, so I wasn't lying about
No,
that.
but you're absolutely not.
Going back down.
Okay, what's your insight?
Please roll lower than me.
I wouldn't bet on it.
What am I rolling for?
Insight.
Insane.
Insight.
Just if you recognize that Junko is maybe not.
My insight is 12.
You gotta roll it.
Oh, thought passively.
No need for passive in this case.
Oof, that's also not good. It's 11.
Okay, but
Better.
you get the
Better than
vibe that
hers.
she's suspicious.
I mean, that's fine.
You gonna
Just
try
go
to
with the rest of them.
evade her sight?
Yes.
Okay, well now it would
I-
be your stealth opposed by her basic perception.
If I'm actively watching him, is it?
Oh my god, well, how come we're rolling so terrible?
Because Nova and Cora sucked up all the good rolls.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
sucked it all up.
apparently. Fuck you guys.
Even with you
Sorry.
watching,
I'll
it's
cast
dark,
enhance
it's
ability.
shadowy, there's a lot of cover. It might not necessarily, it might be kind of obvious that he's eluded you or disappeared from your sight, but now you gotta make perception. He might still evade.
If we did you in the dark.
One of you
run.
roll good, for God's sake! Okay, so Junko...
No, I just need to see something real quick.
By the time you...
We're cursed.
Yeah.
We are.
By the time you are up on the roof and, like, you look for him, you've lost sight of him. No sign of him by the river, by the tree.
Some terrible rolls.
What do you
Ugh.
do with that information?
Did I hear her?
Oh, no. I would say you were
Okay.
woken by his movement so close to you.
I will wait for him to come back.
Okay. Well, Therithiel.
I will count how long it takes too.
Got it. What you doing?
I look back just to make sure she didn't come back down,
She didn't.
and I see her up there. So then I do make my way out to meet. What's her name?
Don't even remember your
I
girl's
remember her name.
name.
That's written down somewhere.
Zialkarana.
Zialkarana.
You slip down by the river. She's actually moved a good way downstream, out of sight. When you make it to her, she says, "Your human companion is sharp. You were almost caught."
Yes, I have. I thought she was asleep and didn't notice me come down. I must be getting old.
You must.
Losing my touch.
Have you anything to report?
I believe that it's not the proper time to take the church. It is being too well guarded now that it has some guests, shall we say.
Guests?
Yes, there was an assassin sent after us by the temple.
Fortunately, they did not do a very good job.
Fortunately for us, yes. And this assassin led us to those who had trained him that also worked for the church.
The temple's spies have been silenced.
They have, yes. They're being held at the church.
This explains much. They have already retaliated against the temple. These humans.
They are very formidable.
The Countess Tilahi has been taken.
Say that one more time, I cut out in here.
The Countess Tilahi has been taken. You can do a history check if you'd like. I would say
Yeah,
you'd have some
hopefully I
basic
know.
name recognition, but I want to see how much you know.
With these rolls, I know nothing. Oh, okay, natural 20. Where
Natural
were
20.
you like 5 seconds ago?
There
Jesus.
it is. Countess Tilahi is a noble among the people of... Give me a second, I have it. It's a noble among the people of Homara.
Homara.
She's one of... So, the elven nobility largely didn't stick around here. Most of the elven nobility during the secession, the purge, etc., they went north to the Gera Arda Isles and settled there. those who remained behind, the Albarine are led by lesser elven nobles in the greater elven society. But
okay.
here, Countess Tilahi is essentially the number 3 person in charge.
Okay. Who has taken her? Do we know?
Who do you think? She is taken the day after the temple's spies are silenced. The humans have her.
Do we know where she might be held captive?
No. She disappeared from her home.
I did not know of this.
As you said, your humans are canny.
I will try to find out as much information as I can, and I will pass it along.
You would do well to do so quickly, because at this point, there is anger. Righteous anger. Too much of our blood has already been spilled.
These humans always overstep their bounds. They must be stopped.
They will return, Countess Tilahi, soon. Or there will be a second purge, and it will not be by them. I've delivered the message. Your orders to continue. Gather what information you can. The Countess Tilahi is the highest priority over everything else. And if she is dead, the gods cannot help these humans. She's gonna slip away following the river.
Before she turns around, I kind of put my hand on her shoulder. There's one more thing.
What?
It has been told that Lareth has been killed.
Yes.
That is not true.
What?
We are keeping him captive.
This may change things. A bargaining chip, perhaps.
Yes.
If
Perhaps we could use them to bargain back
get our hands
the
on
Countess.
him. I must report this. I will be in touch.
Farewell, and be safe.
Farewell. Be safe.
Son of a bitch.
And she's going to slip away into the night.
I do relieve myself.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Fair.
And then I make my way back up to Junko.
How long did it take him?
About as long as it took for that conversation, plus 2 minutes.
He had to poo-poo.
You're eating too much bread.
Oh, and cheese.
I don't come back sneakily or anything. I don't make that much noise either, but I'm not trying to hide that I'm coming back.
Okay.
Are you okay, Miss Junko? You seem like you fell pretty hard.
My ego is bruised.
Well, if it is only your ego, it should be fine.
Where's
Yeah,
my
I'm like
bum
bandaging the cuts on my hands right as we speak. Just got them disinfected.
And I just walk by and give her like a pat on the head. And then just go back up to where I was at, taking my post, watching stuff.
Yeah, Junko's not
People
gonna let you
pet.
touch her.
Do we all
People
just pet
pat.
each other now? What's
Yeah,
happening?
this is a pet
Junko's not
group.
accepting it. As soon as he goes in for it, she's like instinctively just like.
Hey, I only pet you when you're an animal.
So far.
So
Uh,
far, I was gonna
just-
say, yeah.
Sorry,
Thank you, Dragon.
no touch.
My apologies, Miss Junko. And I just go back to my corner.
Sulking. I couldn't pet the hair.
Like, what does she hate me so much?
And as as the day wraps up. There was so much more I wanted to do, but it's already quarter after.
Sorry, we're
Do-
talking a lot.
Do one more thing.
So many things.
Well,
Do them all.
it'd be morning then.
Yep.
Oh well.
Draco's like, I want someone to come visit me in my dreams.
I wanted to cover a few more days. Ashlow, you're gonna have to come up with a clever title because the title I had on Twitch does not apply anymore.
What's the
I will do
title?
what I can.
Betrayal? Question mark?
What about if
Downtime.
we just tell you exactly what we're gonna do before we start
Downtime?
next session, and then continue from there?
Yeah, he's tried that with our group before. It doesn't work.
That is correct.
We could try.
He
could try.
lined up 3 different
Yeah.
things that we said we may do, and then we're like, oh, you know what we're actually gonna do? The 4th and 5th thing that are not set up yet.
What 4th and 5th thing is usually.
Yeah.
I think I only have one downtime activity.
Expect
Yeah.
some downtime next time.
Okay.
Make sure you guys are ready to do some stuff. I did see your message, Crep. We can cover that as well. I
Alright,
feel
cool.
bad because you know why. So tell you what, I'm gonna give you a freebie on that scroll and say that you were able to get 8 hours work done on it.
Sweet.
Aw.
Oh.
I feel very, very guilty.
Dragon has a scroll.
Isn't he a level? He has one.
Wait, does that
If
finish?
you're on the way up.
What?
Does that finish the scroll?
Yeah, 8 hours per scroll.
Oh, you mean per spell
Nice.
level?
Yeah, it's only first level. I'm making. I think I made. Hang on, I wrote it down. Blah 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 blah. I made a scroll of shield first, and this one's a scroll of thunderwave.
Ooh.
Nice.
Wait, I can cast it.
All right. Well, you guys drift off to sleep. There's only 1 day remaining until you get your platinum. Only 2 days remaining until you get your mirror image scroll. And as the sun
I need to
rises,
speak to him about my other one as well.
Jesus.
And 3 days.
That's where
3
we're gonna
days.
end for today.
3 days remain
Aw.
until I join the Devourer cleric.
Yeah,
I
apparently. Jeez.
Or just get eaten.
For
4
today,
days till I betray all of you. I mean, who's counting, right?
I
Yeah.
am going to award the party 1 inspiration. You guys can decide where you want to put it.
Oh shit.
Ooh,
Oh,
we did good.
Wow.
Feels
As the de
like-
facto leader, I pick myself.
just for shits and
Oh.
giggles, can I have it? For no reason.
No.
Let's roll for it right now.
I think we should give it to Junko.
Eep.
I'm not that unlucky.
Should be
Your
all-
rolls were pretty bad.
I think
But I'm not
E3
gonna
did
deny
stuff
it.
today. I think E3 did great today.
He always
What?
does great.
I3 did. I3 just sat and listened today. He didn't-
I did too.
Listen,
I
to do
you
that.
did great.
yeah. I was really good at not getting in the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind.
We could
seeing whoever goes to.
we could do whoever rolls closest to 20 gets it.
Highest roll wins.
For all of us.
Yeah.
Whoever wants it.
For the
How would you
Right.
just roll a
roll for it.
d20 on?
There's
on
a
what I
little,
mean.
left corner.
Oh.
Whoever gets
Yeah.
closest to 20.
10.
3.
I just wanted to
See,
roll.
This is why I need
11.
it. I roll a 3.
um, 12.
Call that inspiration a
Uh.
magic item
10, 11, 12, 13.
because inexplicably
3.
Dracon has it.
Yeah,
How about
that's
the-
really
The
weird.
needs it the most gets it, like my 3.
You know what? No,
Oh.
you're being shady and you're basically saying fuck humans, so.
He literally
Okay.
wants to raid the church.
In
so.
his defense,
I think it's a church, though.
Have you seen what Saragarda did to the elves of their country? I mean,
No, I only got the lore on my country, which I
Yeah.
should have Sarah Garda too, actually.
well, that was never written. You'll
Oh.
you'll learn that through a history check or talking to someone. But you should ask your boy McKnightsy about it.
I mean, I
You might
did
feel
kind
a
of
little-
say.
You might
Oh my
feel a
god, I
little
speak
sympathetic.
Elvish.
Same.
Oh, well, I
It's,
gotta be quiet now around you guys.
Hey, you don't know I speak Elvish.
I also speak Draconic, so.
I was really
Yeah, me
hoping-
too.
I was really hoping Junko would catch that. What
I
a
was-
twist
The
that
dice
would
said
be.
no.
Imagine what
The
a
dice
twist that would
said
have been.
no.
The
If I had
dice-
That would've been
inspiration, I was gonna use it.
The dice
My-
resoundingly said no.
Yeah, I know, right?
My dice were like,
Oh, no.
maybe.
Yeah, I'll give her a chance. My dice was like, nah,
Remind
we don't
me-
want it.
Each night to just cast enhance ability on Junko.
Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable.
It's like that.
Well, you can't concentrate when you're unconscious anyway, so.
No, I can't. It's only a concentration spell.
Alas.
Just meditate while it's active and then go to bed.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, she doesn't dream, so.
Yeah, but she
That should
still
count for something.
sleeps.
I still
Nah.
have to sleep though.
She
You know,
just stares at the
technically-
back of her eyelids.
I mean, you might as well
Elves.
just take.
Elves
Yeah,
don't
elves, we just
sleep.
meditate.
So I would argue an elf could maintain concentration during the night.
But
You
they
might as well
still
just
get a
take the
short
point of
rest?
exhaustion if
Get
you
a long
want.
one? That's
Hmm?
weird.
You just got to pay £15 for a race change, Nova, and you'll be great.
Oh, I like my race though.
Well, that's all we got for tonight, chat. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to catch
That was
any
a
of this
lot.
episode that you might have missed, or some of our past episodes, or some Pathfinder, or maybe some First Edition, you can find that on our YouTube channel, which is currently... Oh, no.
I can't.
Ashley-
I'm
Oh,
not fast
no!
enough.
I'm
not
sorry.
fast enough. I typed
Wow.
YouTube. This isn't working.
There it is.
Oh,
There's the
it
link.
didn't.
Thank you.
It didn't fuck anything up. My camera.
Wow.
It just went black.
Also, I would encourage you to check out these wonderful people at their native environments, which are included in the 2 link trees that for some reason are being double posted. What the hell? We have 3 different bots for 2 commands.
We have 3 bots. That's why.
You keep
Oh,
adding
it's
bots.
covered.
I
you
have-
just now.
I
You
have
just
not-
noticed that?
No, it's been bugging me for a while, but I haven't added a single one of those.
You
I
need
don't know
stream,
how that happened.
When did we get a
Streamlabs bot is a
boot bot?
pain in the ass to get rid of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Hey, that one's easy.
We will be live again tomorrow, probably, for our Pathfinder game at 7 p.m. Eastern. And with this game again next week at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. I don't know the name for you guys' time zone, but British
BST.
time.
VST.
British time.
Across the
England
pond.
land time.
EST.
Well, yeah, I know the
And
initials, but I don't know,
London land
what is that,
time.
like, British?
British summertime.
British
Yeah.
summertime. That perfect. Thank you. You guys have been great. We will see you
Summertime.
next time. Everyone have a wonderful evening.
Peace. Thank y'all for coming.